What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another Simply Reliable Studios watch along of TNA Impact, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. How's everybody how's everybody doing today? I am of course the Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz, soon to be joined by JoJo. What's up, Charles? What's up, son? Uh, I'll be joined soon. Jade, give me a second. Little technical difficulties. I'm hearing like a huge echo. Test one, two. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, folks. But welcome to another Simply Reliable Studio presentation of a watch along of TNA Impact. I am, of course, Mr. Reliable Walter, soon to be joined by the simple man Noah Foster, who's on his way home. Screw public transportation, that's what's making him late. And then soon to be by the renegade JJ Williams, who's doing a little bit of house chores before he joins, so he'll be soon. But what's going on, everybody? How are we feeling about Impact tonight? Got quite a few matches that we know of. They can always add something. So gonna go ahead and talk about one of the matches here. So this will be um, Wes Lee versus Laredo Kid. This one-on-one match, and of course, you know Wes Lee will have Tyon and Tyron at his side in the back. So simply put, this isn't going to be a one-on-one match. It's probably going to end up somehow being a handicap match. But Kid can hold his own. We've seen this luchador several times fight, but I feel like Wes Lee needs the win here so he can go on to sacrifice and show why he has a match. If he's got a big key match in sacrifice, why would he lose here on Impact? So I just feel like this is a showing. Probably end up with the beatdown from all three of the men to Kid. I did hear a beat, so I think the Renegade is backstage. Give me a second, y'all, to bring him in. What's going on, JJ?
What is up, sir? Thank you for holding it down momentarily while I finished grabbing my laundry.
And no worries. How's everything going? Great space today, by the way.
Right? I mean, Jesus. I was not expecting to go 3 hours, but it was good conversation. It was passionate talk.
Yeah. Um, I wish I could have talked more, but my loud behind family was there. And then for some reason, when I left, I was on my phone and it had that microphone where I couldn't unmute. It's just request to speak all the time. I couldn't unmute myself even though I was co-hosting. So I don't
It's
know
all
what that
good.
glitch is.
I don't know, man. X be messing up sometimes,
hmm
Doesn't even matter if it's the computer, if it's the phone.
hmm
But your brother wants to know why you in the hotel so much, and how your woman lets you go so much.
It's called trust, man. Don't nobody want my fat ugly ass but her, so she ain't got nothing to
That's
worry
why
about.
she's letting him go to New Orleans for a month in the heart of Mardi Gras
Exactly.
time.
You know what? Well, I should be in shape by then, but hopefully. But
Well, round is a
no,
shape, Walter. So you'll be in shape regardless.
that's true. But no, I'm part of a program, so if you gamble enough, this is a casino. They give you free nights. But if you ever notice, it's always in the middle of the week. It's never a weekend. They ain't giving you, $2,000 rooms for free. So yeah, but that's how it is, and I better enjoy it because once I move to Cali, this is over. All the little free gifts and things that they give you is over, so I gotta enjoy it while it lasts. But anyways, when you came in, I was talking about the Laredo Kid and Wes Lee match, which I really feel like it's just a Wes Lee showcase before Sacrifice, and it pretty much ain't gonna. It ain't gonna be 1-on-1. It's gonna end up being some kind of handicap match because the referee can't see everything that's going on, and his two
Yeah.
tyrants are gonna keep
Yeah.
joining in.
Tyson and Tyreek are definitely going to be there ringside. I think the $1 million question, though, will be, are the Rascals going to be out there with Laredo Kid? Granted, he doesn't really play anything into the bigger six-man match tomorrow at Sacrifice, but
Hmm.
knowing that Tyson and Tyreek are going to be out there, you would think the babyface Rascals would do everything to help even the odds.
That would be.
That being said, I completely agree. It's going to be a Wes Lee showcase. They're going to make him look good, especially if they're planning to have the NXT contingent take the L tomorrow. You got to give them the W here, make them look strong going in. I sent you in Messenger a backdrop for this.
Okay,
So if you
cool.
want to load that in real quick,
Oh wait, I think I have that one. Don't I have that already? Oops, I'd put that as an overlay instead of a backdrop. Give me a second. I might have it already, and I can do it in the background.
there we go.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all it is. It's a Wesley showcase. But
Definitely.
definitely the Rascals are going to be there. Like otherwise, why not? You need that, like we do. We come on a little bit to TV to hype it up. You got to hype up interest in tomorrow. So
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we've got 7 segments, for tonight. So it's a lot to be discussed. We know that Joe Hendry is going to be in action, but we don't know who he's fighting.
hmm
So you've got the TNA World Champion on the card in a match, but we don't know, and he's defending the title, but we don't
hmm
know who he's defending the title against. I have an idea. I think I saw when I looked at the spoilers. I'm
hmm
not going to give it away in case I'm wrong,
hmm
but I've got a pretty solid idea. And let's just say that his big brother is supposed to be returning tomorrow.
Aw, aw, this is a chance to. Man, this is what I would have did personally. I would have had Frankie Kazarian answer the open challenge and lose, and then still be like, "This doesn't count. I still get to call my shot. This was an open challenge," and like
Well, it's
he
not an
still gets to
open
keep the
challenge.
trophy.
It's not an
Oh yeah,
open
that's
challenge.
true.
It just says he's defending the title.
Okay,
So
but that
gotta
would have.
gotta be careful about wording there and how we
Yeah.
differentiate.
Ah man, now I wish it was an open challenge because that would have been a cool way that Frankie gets two
That
title
would
shots.
have. That would have.
Even if like technically I didn't cash that in, I just answered an open challenge, and you wouldn't put something past Frankie to do something like that, and it'd be like how many people can think to get away with that?
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
Just show how good Frankie is, how intelligent.
Damn it! Now I booked myself into wanting to actually see that. Like, can we do that? And
See,
if they
see,
do,
working yourself into a shoot, as they call it.
yeah, now if they do it, they definitely watch us. There ain't no way in hell that they just created that out of thin air after we said that. But anyways, moving on. Here's a showcase that I really want to see the things here. But Tessa Blanchard
Yeah.
and Cora Jade against Masha Slamovich and Ying Lee. Like this should be a freaking banger. And one, typical can they get along? But seriously, is Cora and Tessa's ego gonna let them get along? Is their egos that might clash here?
What I'm most interested in about this match is seeing the way that Cora and Tessa work with each other. Because so many people have said that Tessa Blanchard, persona non grata, she's so horrible of a person. WWE's not going to want to work with her. But here we've got Cora Jade teaming with her. If this goes good, could we see Tessa Blanchard cross the line to NXT? Because I would love to see Tessa in that showcase. Could you imagine Tessa Blanchard is part of Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania weekend.
Wow.
The same weekend where Charlotte Flair is going to be challenging for number 15 of her title runs. You
That would
know,
be
it's like you'd have a Flair and a Blanchard on a WrestleMania weekend card for the WWE. That's fire.
that is. I didn't even
It's
think
something
about
to
that.
think about. So I'm going to be really interested to see how things go here.
Yeah, it could be a test. They might have booked this as a test to see how Tessa does, like you said, to make them join that, and I would love it. Hopefully, it goes well. To be honest, she can prove herself that she can work with them. But moving on, we talked about the Laredo. Here's one, and I'm coincidentally wearing the shirt of Rosemary here, so I guess I'm kind of giving away who I'm going for. But literally, I just threw something in. I couldn't even get in the room. The key got demagnetized. I had to run downstairs to come back up. I don't know how I made it on time, and they had to give me new
Hey,
keys.
yeah, so clearly you want Rosemary here. I like Xia Brookside, man. I wish they were using her more. I wish they were pushing her more.
hmm
I'm hoping she gets the W here because a W over Rosemary can take her up to where she may be a future contender for Masha after Cora has her match tomorrow. So, because I don't know how much NXT talent is going to be booked for Unbreakable
hmm
because that's going to be literally 2 nights before Stand and Deliver.
mm
You know, it's still going to be part of Vegas. It's still going to be part of Mania Week festivities, but I don't know how much NXT talent they're going to book for that, considering it's going to be just before their own Mania event.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I
the
like.
talent that they do book for it, you know, aren't going to be on Stand and Deliver.
That's true.
So, like, I could see him maybe using like a Tyson and Tyreek, but not a Wes Lee.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, I could see him using a Ren Sinclair, but not a Cora Jade.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
You know, use the B and C list NXT talent, but not your A and upper B list, your B plus talent.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We got to tune in to see what they
Because
book.
you don't want to run the risk of them getting injured at Unbreakable and not being able to perform on their Mania card. So very
So,
curious to see what's going to happen at tomorrow's tapings in El Paso to kind of help
mhm.
set up and generate all that stuff.
I like Zaya too. It's just fun to see somebody at the infancy of their career and actually follow them. Kind of like Izzy, how you follow Izzy and like you're happy to see her go and can't wait to see where she signs when she hits the 18, where she's legally
Mhm.
able to sign to somebody. Zaya's like that cutesy young girl, bouncy, like
Yeah.
you just it's fun to be a fan. Like it's just fun to
Yes.
follow her. Yeah,
I mean,
I
I'm
get
seeing today freaking Izzy is going at it with Zeta Steel on social media. Zeta
mm,
Steel is one of the girls in the Evolve program.
mm,
So seeing Izzy go toe to toe verbally with someone that's in the ID program, you know, someone who's working the level underneath NXT, could Izzy be heading there soon once she turns 18? You know, it's like the brain just starts going.
especially who on the main roster has been helping NXT so much. Who's in the middle of a rivalry with Rosie Perez right now? Bailey.
Dude,
Bailey has been coming down the NXT for how long? Like over a month, and then Izzy can sign. Like it kind of writes its stuff. Like imagine how you would react one day. Okay.
it is the middle of March in
Uh-huh.
Southern California, and it is snowing outside.
It's snowing?
It is snowing.
What the heck?
It's not enough where it's like going to stick to the ground and last,
Uh,
but there is white stuff coming down from the sky in the desert.
wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Watch. I'm going to leave this and come in on my phone so that you
Okay.
can see it from coming outside. Hold on.
All right, no problem. Snowing in the middle of March. That is crazy. What's up, App State?
Let me change my avatar. Freaking Jeff keeps coming in here to do his stuff and puts it on his avatar. It's like it's my stream yard, damn it.
I know the feeling. Trust me. Daniel's over in Michigan. He's expecting rain with the possibility of a thunderstorm now. What's up, Box Extreme? How are you? JJ's bringing the weather report. But anyways, what I was saying is, can you imagine if one day, in the middle of the ring, Bailey's getting jumped and Izzy's there to rescue her? The pop that would get, everybody would jump off their feet. You guys know it. And yeah, Zeta is funny on Evolve. And I'm waiting on TNA 2 app. But yeah, so Zaya is definitely like just somebody that you want to look for. And hang on, I'm going to remove his avatar one, put him back after and show the phone one. That is crazy. It is snowing in the middle of a desert. And then it's bright like it's daytime still. What is it? 450 over there?
Like, I don't know how good you're picking me up with background noise and everything,
Uh-huh.
but you can see how desert it is. Like, this is a literal empty lot next to my
Mhm.
apartment complex. And then you can kind of see houses in the distance. But, like,
Yeah. That's crazy.
and like I said, it's not enough where it's going to stick and
Uh-huh.
last, but we usually get this like once a year up here. And apparently, this is the day.
Vox said, "Welcome to their life in Minnesota." Minnesota's ridiculously cold. Y'all can ice skate all the way to freaking May. No, don't.
I'm gonna go back to the other screen.
All right. Yeah, Minnesota. Woo! I can't mess with this snow. I bet you don't even get snow days in school because it's just a normality there. Everybody's got four snowmobiles and everything. You probably have to ride those to school. Minnesota is no joke. And yeah, Daniel, if that's the big contention, that's the big word. The if Izzy is WWE bound, and you never know. So we'll see. But I would love that.
All right, I'm back. It still dumbfounds me. Like I've been in snow before. Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
that fucking naive. You know, I went to Missouri for Christmas one year and actually had a white Christmas. Me and
Oh,
my dad
nice.
out front in front of my grandparents' house. Now may they both rest in peace, shoveling
Mhm.
the snow so we could go to Christmas Eve service and shit. So it's not that much of a shock for me, but I've lived in SoCal all my life and we've never had snow like where
Mm.
I live, really. It wasn't until I moved up here a few years ago, and every year for like 1 or 2 days, we get snow. And then we don't get it again the whole rest of the year.
Mm.
And like I said, it's never enough to stick to the ground. It's not enough to go out there and build snowmen or have snowball fights or any of that type of shit.
Mhm.
But it's enough that when I was driving for Lyft and shit, and it was snowing, I would literally put on my Christmas playlist in the car. It's like, how can you not be in the mood for Christmas music as it's snowing, you know?
Yeah. I don't think it's. Whew, I'm trying to think of when the last time it was a white Christmas over here. Maybe, it's got to be the double digits, at least 10 years. It hasn't snowed in a while on specifically on Christmas.
So
But anyways, yeah, we were talking about if Izzy ever went to NXT and
yes,
Bailey was getting beat down and she saves her the pop. I don't think anybody would remain on this on the
no,
seat in their seat.
people would be crying
Mm-hmm.
because they know the history. And yes, Safet, we know she has to be 18. That's why we said it in the beginning of our dissertation.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. I hate that I have to keep getting on you for stuff like that, but pay attention. We know that. We literally said it.
Yep, that's what Jay just said. And the big contention was if first we said if she ever was WWE, then we said when she's 18. We definitely said both.
And we say it every time we mention her. The the most recent times we've mentioned her, I've even pointed out that May 1st is her birthday. She will turn 18 when TNA is out here in Irvine, California doing a live taping coming off of Rebellion. She could technically be on that card because it'll be her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So
And yes, we follow MLW too to answer at.
to an extent we do. Well, no,
Yeah.
that's different. That's the Scott Demore Maple Leaf
Uh.
Pro Wrestling, not the MLW that we've been doing that had Eric Bischoff.
Oh, okay.
There, that's too different. It's but
Yeah, he's
we
talking about
haven't
Maple Leaf.
seen too much of the Maple Leaf one yet. We would probably be doing it this weekend if we weren't already committed to House of Glory. But it's
Exactly.
also a 2 night deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, we wouldn't want to, we don't have the money to really cough up for that. But if they do a show that's not conflicting with something else we're already committed to, we're definitely down to cover it. We're down to cover all the professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm. And more.
Yeah, we've got Statboy doing Selection Sunday this Sunday, where they're going to announce the March Madness NCAA basketball brackets. So we do everything.
Literally. I mean, look at the traction the UFC's video is getting, and thank you guys for that.
Serious.
But that was the Xia Brookside. This, like these two are confronting each other that fast.
Well, they have the match at the pay per view
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the big, contract signing. This is the big face to face ahead of the
Yeah.
confrontation. It is what it is, man. I'm depending on where that comes on the card, I may use that moment to go run to the bathroom real quick or to go grab my dinner or, start a load of dishes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty much
I'm
that.
I'm curious, but considering everything else that's on the show, and like whatever.
There you go. Get him, Boxer Stream. Like, way to plug us in. They said in and including karaoke. Yep, which is
Damn
this
right.
Saturday. Damn it.
Yep. And make sure you guys bring your money. Make sure you guys read the descriptions on the videos because if you want someone to sing, it's got to go to their PayPals, not super chats.
Mm-hmm.
Super chats only go to me, and we try to get the person that has to sing their money for embarrassing
Yeah.
themselves. I
Yep.
want to see Noah do some rap music.
I so want
Ash
to
has
do that.
already Ash has already been teasing having him do Ice Cubes. It was a good day. And I mentioned to James earlier how hilarious it would be for him to have to do Ice Cubes no Vaseline. You've
Right.
just got the simple man, so prim and proper, hates rap music, and he's got to do one of the most vile diss songs of all time. I just think it would be
Mm-hmm.
so hilarious. The only thing
I
that might be funnier is if he actually had to do Tupac's Hit 'Em Up.
or if you had to do like John Cena's dance while he was doing it, but say his
Something.
name and guess what, James or JJ? Why did I say James? We were talking
He
about him.
appears. Do we believe in Noah Foster?
But yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody. Good grief
with his
almighty.
with his look on his face, like really, motherfuckers, you trying to entice people to spend money that they don't have to make me make an ass of myself.
Mm-hmm.
The things I do for friends and for those that actually look for joy through the expense of my dignity on a weekly basis, but I digress.
It's
That
only
means
once a month, Noah. It's only once a month.
it's still too long, damn it! Too
Hey,
often!
look. AEW made an ass of themselves yesterday. Okay, you can make an ass of yourself this week also.
Hey, what do you mean they made ass of themselves yesterday? That was a damn good
Look,
show.
no,
No, it
bro.
wasn't Noah. I'm
That,
sorry.
I love you, Noah.
I enjoyed
I
this.
love you, Noah. That was a rampage that was
That was a
presented on
rampage?
Dynamite.
Really? So well, everyone's got a different aspect, I
Explain
suppose.
explain this to me. We're gonna get a little sidetracked. We still got a couple minutes till the show begins, but explain this to me.
Go for it.
Why was Brian Cage not teaming with Lance Archer?
That was called a
They are
double
actually in a
payback.
team together.
Yeah,
Why
they were
weren't they
trying to
paired?
collide two different stories. It's like a wild card type thing. Double payback by the mantra was basically dealing with two different stories.
It made no sense to me.
I don't care
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when wrestling doesn't make sense. That's why I look at AEW different than WWE. I enjoyed the show. It was in good wrestling. Damn it. Sometimes wrestling don't need to be always congruent storytelling or linear. Anyway, sometimes you just enjoy what you watch. Sometimes you look at a story. Sometimes you just look at people being the show of each other. Sometimes you look at the meat division. Sometimes you look at a promo that's way too cinematic. Sometimes you look at women that talk about innuendos in their promos, not brought to you by Blue Chew. And sometimes you look at a diva because you just want a pretty woman in your life because you can't find her or you just love the way they look versus the fact they may not be able to hang with the better women of this business under different companies. It is what it is with everybody in this business. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I just look at all things differently because I enjoy all things wrestling. And wrestling is
Yes.
not defined by just one company or one style. It is defined by what every man, woman, worker, booker, and fan and analyst perceives the business to be in their own way. Whether right or wrong, I have no right to judge. I simply enjoy what I see on my screen.
Well,
And I
I
don't
will
judge
say
their
this. I will say this. I do feel like the women were the stars yesterday because the Tony Storm segment was phenomenal. Megan Bain crashing it to make her statement.
oh, damn.
Great booking of her. Harley Graham saved that fucking tag team match for me. And then the Willow Penelope Ford match was solid, aside from, again, the chair spot. And then Megan Bain again asserting herself. Megan Bain was like the star of the night.
Yes,
Well,
she
I mean,
was.
yeah.
Guys,
I mean,
I'm
again,
laughing because
I need to see Stat and Megan Bay run it back. The Stat's where it's at. Damn it! And Willow Nightingale, that
Okay.
pounds T-sex T-bone collision could have thrown Penelope Ford into freaking Mexico. The fact they're in California, that was some damn good stuff.
I'm laughing because when Tony went on her little rant and she mentioned the origin, you can clearly hear a fan go, "Can I come?" audibly. Like it was hilarious as
Well,
hell.
Well, that was
AEW is
then.
one
This
straightforward.
is now, and we're here on TNA Impact taking a look at some of the stuff that transpired last week. The Great
Indeed.
Hands, Mike Santana, Mustafa Ali. Still trying to get used to calling him the Great Hands. So used to calling
Hmm.
him the Good Hands.
Those hands are still a certain other word, in my opinion, but at least Jay Chun doesn't have to deal with their interruptions. Anyway,
Yeah, they're showing the highlight of when he had to take a drug test.
Mm-hmm. The
well, I
P
mean,
test.
yeah, well, he took the test and he passed, but as far as Mustafa Ali, he had a very strong cup of coffee. That's not right.
That's
I loved it. I
disgusting.
thought it was so hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
What's up with coffee and wrestlers? Freaking Jericho started a feud with Kane because he spilled coffee on him.
I
This
don't know.
thing got the coffee in the feed. Like,
I don't know.
don't
I don't know.
note to
Eh,
self:
eh,
if
eh,
you make it in wrestling, don't drink coffee backstage.
Right?
or just
Especially
go.
if it's been in someone else's hands.
How about you just go get your own damn drink for Pete's sake? Jesus, it's not that
Oh,
difficult.
see, Noah, look, you got some agreements.
Look, everyone's going to agree. Everyone's going to disagree. Everyone has their own opinions. Not everybody thinks the same. It's as simple as that. I love All Elite Wrestling more than WWE outside NXT as of late. NXT was a phenomenal show, but I enjoy both Tuesday and Wednesday incredibly. Monday, And tonight, I'm going to enjoy TNA Impact as we are here once again at Survivor Studios, folks. Welcome once again to NXT NA. As we did NXT Well, that makes sense. We do TNA. Welcome once again to Super Alpha Studios, non-stop watch along schedules. We cover the last show before we see who sacrifices tomorrow night. This is TNA Impact, once again from Full Sail Live in Florida. Welcome to the show, everybody. Noah Foster, Jade Williams, Walter Cruz, Mr. Reliable. Subscribe to Raging Wrestling. Subscribe to Bad for Wrestling. And we'll see who you trust in tonight when it comes to predictions shortly after the show, as we now see if we trust the system. As we look at the system, it's kicking things off. And that being said, good as everybody once again. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, subscribe. And again, if you want to dictate the conversation, PayPal, the pages, or super chats, as simple as that. JJ, this is it, man. Last stop before we head to Texas, where we're going to see who truly is willing to sacrifice what's needed for a victory, whether for pride or for championships. Ready to go tonight?
I'm definitely ready to go, ready to see what we're going to be given here on our television screens tonight. Looks like we're starting off with Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards, the ride or die chick. Here comes Brian Myers and the rest of the system. The Colognes. Ominous by his absence is Moose, though. Makes me wonder if he's going to pop up somewhere else during the night, possibly to tease the X Division Championship match he has against Jeff Hardy.
And of course, that'll be tomorrow in a Jeff Hardy specialty, a ladder match. As of course, right now, with Walter, for the first time in 5 years, Santino Marella has made it official. We have a steel cage match come tomorrow, 10-man steel cage, and this match will determine who will get the advantage for their team. It's almost shades of lockdown. You got to imagine that everyone's going to come out in intervals, back to back to back, and someone's going to have a 2-1 advantage based on who wins this between Eddie Edwards and Leon Slater. So pressure's on for the young OG with so much promise from the UK, Walter.
Pressure is definitely on. But I'm always a fan of, I think Eddie's got to win this because it just an advantage. When you say that word, that's such a heelish thing. Like, it doesn't make sense when the baby faces have an advantage because baby faces traditionally should be fighting from behind. A heel should have the advantage, and then they can lose because the baby face, you want to get behind them because they came back and they won, against all odds. So, like, hopefully Eddie wins this, but I've seen them where their faces get advantages and stuff. I'm just saying, traditionally, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, again, here are the rules for the match, folks. 2 teams, 5 competitors. 2 competitors begin the match. After 2 minutes, a new competitor will enter every 1 minute until everyone is inside the cage. Once everyone is in the cage, the only way to win is via pinfall or submission. There is no escape. As the bell rings, we're underway here. Bad drop kick by Leon Slater. And I understand what you're saying when it comes to keyword advantage. You would think advantage would just implore something for heels. And then the history of TNA, whether you watch Lethal Lockdown or, tag team turmoils like I have, it is one of those things where more often than not, I have seen the heels win the advantage, but also it means they lose. And we've seen in WWE, baby faces not only win the advantage, but also win. And right now, no one's been able to upset the system. So honestly, the baby faces kind of need us just to have one leg up.
Mm-hmm.
But you've also got to figure tomorrow's going to be the first time the Colognes are really integrating themselves into the system. Can the system truly trust the Colognes, or will the Colognes be the system's ultimate downfall tomorrow?
That's one of those things where, again, a virus can come from anywhere and anything at any time for somebody that's worked in IT for 13 years. Still to come tonight, Tessa Blanchard and Cora Jade tag team action against Masha, Slamovich and Lee. We got Xia Brookside versus Rosemary. We will hear from the TNA World Championship. And, of course, we have a JDC versus Cody Dina. That had so much more tonight on TNA Impact. Over the top plunges and Edwards got out of the way. Catches Leon with a knife-edge chop. And, of course, Alicia Edwards has always been that cheat code to the system. To your point, though, JJ.
That Jezebel. But
hey, I like Alicia Edwards.
I do, too. I just like calling her that because she's
it's a fitting term. That or cheat code, you tell me. How many times has she been the cheat code to allow the system in the tag team championships? Whoa! Good evasive maneuver there by Leon Slater, stepping up and overtaking Eddie Edwards with the tijeras.
I'm not sure if the cheat code is the right term for her. You spoke a little bit ago about the virus coming into the system. I think Alicia Edwards is more of the antivirus.
There you go.
You could literally give her the nod as being the reboot to the system. Win Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, beat the ABC, for the TNA Tag Team Championships. Of course, since
I
then,
can
though, the Hardys have maintained their hold vicious arm
Noah, you're
whiplash.
the IT guy. I got something you'll like. She's the firewall.
Ah, there you go. Just call her
It's
Norton.
First off, Norton is poor quality. You're better off with a Vast or AVG. I'm just gonna leave
It's
it
the
at
one that's most known, Noah.
that. The jury is out on that, but I'll give you that to a degree. I mean, it depends.
Ah.
I do not talk about technology here, damn it. Anyway.
Oh my God! Take a look at
Slater
this
throwing
replay,
the screws
JJ. His shoulder might have popped out of place.
Jeez.
Waiting for it. I think you guys are a little bit ahead of me here, but
Well,
it's
we are
cool.
using-
We'll
yeah.
figure it out come the commercial breaks and whatnot.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, TNA Plus versus the network that barely anybody can find that's still somehow more recognizable than Pop and Destination America.
Yeah, I just got the replay. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably a good 30 seconds to a minute behind y'all.
As Eddie Edwards just froze Leon Slater in the ring. I pause for you. And right now, Eddie Edwards taking back control for this match. Eddie Edwards, of course, a former TNA World Champion as well.
By the way, can we stop at the clones? Don't turn the systems into like NWO 3.0 where everybody can do it. Can we stop at the clones? Matter of fact, I'd rather kick them out.
Well, considering if the system actually works tomorrow night, you might very well get your wish.
Well, but look at it this way, by bringing
Robert?
the colognes in, you've got more members that you can send now that we have this partnership to try to capitalize and win gold in other locations.
As Moose was unable to take the NXT Championship from Obafemi, but will defend his X Division Championship tomorrow night against Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, of course, will not be involved in the 10-man tag. Neither will be the face of the franchise, as his brother and the rest of the system will be involved in that 10-man tag team steel cage match. One of many matches, of course, on tomorrow's card. Go ahead, Walter.
To your point, JJ, two people that are familiar with that company over there that can just integrate very easily because they've been there before.
And we
things
see
have
main
changed.
roster come down all the time. So could you imagine if somebody like the Colognes were able to be the ones to defeat Fraxium, and then here comes Carlito to come down to NXT, and you have the Cologne family reunited in NXT.
Oh! Overhead to belly suplex, Leon Slater, Eddie Edwards with a cover. Knee across the throat, get the 2 count. Throwing all his weight across Leon Slater there. The young man that claims to have so much promise and endorsed by the Hardys. Look, I understand why y'all are trying to make Carlito not only cool but relevant again, but you got a better chance of that happening probably somewhere down the line before Slammiversary.
Hey man, if Judgment Day implode, there's something you got created with Carlito. He can go right to with the Colognes.
Well, based on what happens tomorrow with the 10-man steel cage tag team match again, that might literally be what the Colognes might need.
Yeah,
and think about it. Dom is still trying to add new members. What if the new members were the Colognes, bringing Carlito his family? Like, I know it's a long shot, Noah, but run with it here. Like, it's a big what if.
Exactly. I'm all about what ifs, but at the end of the day, it says it's NXT-NA as far as we're concerned, not WWE TNA.
And, they always say we're quote-unquote family. Why not bring people that are actual family?
Yep.
I still risk
and
here.
Going back to that, Saturday is part of the TV tapings coming off of Sacrifice. Dominic Mysterio's uncle Chavito is supposed to be working that.
Ooh.
We all know Dom is the son of the late great Eddie Guerrero.
Nice rebound insecurity there by Leon Slater, dropping Eddie Edwards. Bit of a reset point here in this opening contest. Both men down right now, and you see Alicia Edwards trying to drown out the TNA faithful here at Full Sail, the home of course, my NXT.
By the way, JJ, I love that Dom keeps that story going. Like in interviews, he always says, "I gotta question my mom." Like,
I'm just saying, man. More and more, he's looking like Eddie than he does his daddy.
The ropes, we're gonna miss. Leon Slater catches Eddie Edwards with a flying kick. He's definitely got some of those Latino traditions behind him, being the legitimate son of Rey Mysterio. So I'll give you all that. Kudos to Nick Wayne, by the way, actually standing up against a false father figure and for his own mother. High crossbody by Leon Slater. Cover on Eddie Edwards with the advantage. 2.5.
What's up, Darren?
Darren G, Daniel, Safed, and Vodex Tremos 22. That's an interesting name. That's always good to see all of you once again. Jamboree, Charles, Nestor, as we appreciate and acknowledge everybody here that, of course, stays in tune. App State Fan 7183, because we do this for all of you. We love wrestling, but it's your passion and encouragement and follow along and comments that keeps us pressing on truly across every company in the business that has a wrestling ring. Now, since Seguri there, as Eddie Edwards might be looking for the backpack stunner, Leon Slater escapes low, roll up, cover, 2, and pushed off. And again, grabbing that right arm. Damage done.
Damn, I thought that was 3. Holy hell.
Trying to gain the advantage, of course, for his team. Leon Slater's been trying to upset the system since his wars against JDC. And of course, go ahead.
How many minutes is the advantage for? 2?
2 minutes.
Yeah, all right.
Thunderbomb cover 2, no!
Oh my God, the 3! No, the blue bomb! Oh, I'm sorry. You woke up from the dream yet?
Shut the fuck up, Walter! Mr. Mitch, currently muted with his family. Freaking hell.
He totally missed it. Wait till he watches it back. Oh my God, JJ.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, I was talking off camera here real quick. I actually had to take my ear off because Walter's screaming. I couldn't hear what was being said to me.
I screamed, "Oh my God, a blue thunder bomb!" Then I counted to 3, and then I said, "He win! He win!" Wait, Noah, did you wake up from the dream yet?
You fuckers.
Just saying, Noah.
I know. It's a gimmick as well as time itself, it seems now, in the Slavo Studios. We got to say the top rough Eddie Edwards, though, takes off the lace from underneath him. We're having fun. It's all good.
But it's accurate.
It's 99% accurate. Konosuke actually did win with it, and I do go back and watch Jun Akiyama and the likes of Japanese legends who have won with it, while Leon Slater might be looking for a twist on a classic Swanton 450. Roll for Eddie Edwards gets out of the way, though. Runs inside. And shoulder first into the ring post. Schoolboy roll for
That hurt shoulder from that stare earlier, Noah.
Boston knee party. The cover by the Edwards for the advantage. The system gets the advantage tomorrow at Sacrifice.
Thank you. Now that makes sense. By the way, Noah, I can't wait for the day that we're live covering something and that move actually does win something. I'll eat the crow just for the hell of it. But
it's like I said. It's like I said. Walter gave me access to his trailer so I could watch Revolution back, and I was live tweeting it as I watched it. And during the Swerve Nana match, I tweeted Vertebreaker onto the reinforced table, followed by the Swerve Stomp and only a 2 count. Yet people expect me to believe that a blue Thunderbomb can win matches. Okay,
JJ. Well, bottom line, the system got the advantage. So at least this works, apparently, all wrestling logic. The heels have the advantage tomorrow in the 10-man steel cage tag team match.
it's a valid point. I mean, a Vertebreaker onto a table, followed by the Stomp, and you can't get a 3 out of that? But a blue Thunderbomb is supposed to win matches.
Shout out to whoever put the table together in AEW, because damn, that shit withstood a lot.
Yeah, no kidding. And we'll see who withstands this onslaught against each other. As Tessa, Blanchard, and Cora Jade in tag team action to come out against Masha, Slamovich, and Layling Lee. We also have coming up here shortly, Wes Lee, the former SC North American champion, taking on former X Division champion, Laredo Kid. And that's next year on TNA Impact as we have a commercial break. Fuck television. And TNA Plus for that matter, even though their commercials are the simplest I've seen of any streaming service. All right.
But as soon as you guys, since you guys are ahead of me, when you come back from commercial, pause, and then when I come back from commercial, I'll let you know so we can be synced back up.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. I think we got pretty synced up during that. Again, folks, you're not entertained, or you're not educated, or you're not having fun. What wrestling you think should win a match? That's what we're all about here when it comes to Outside the Shenanigans, the weekly moderated madness conversation on all things wrestling. Damn it, that this gentleman hosts. You can catch 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each week here at Slavo Studios, except for this week, because the monthly created time-honored tradition, Kick-Ass Karaoke, will be coming this Saturday night, and the theme is 90s. So
And
stay
there's
tuned for our
so much good stuff that's going to be tackled. You've got we were talking about this yesterday in the spaces. Walter hosted a space. Uncrossed your arms, Noah. Damn it.
eh.
And Walter was talking about what genre of or what era of music was the best. And I really was selling the 90s because you figure the 90s, we kind of started with hair. We were started the 90s with the decline of hair metal, which gave way to like Seattle grunge and alternative. You still had your typical metal, you know, your Metallicas hanging around there a little bit, your Guns N' Roses is. You had
Roses says,
the kind of the morphine of hip hop and rap, which I know you're not really into, but you figure we started the decade with like MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice and
oh
Criss
god.
Cross, that then gave way to the breakup of NWA and Cube, Easy and Dre going solo, Death Row and Bad Boy, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, and all that stuff come the end of the decade. DMX. You figure we had the boy bands in the beginning with like New Edition, New Kids on the Block, and then come the end of the decade, we had the Spice Girls, we had Backstreet Boys, we had NSYNC. You know, we had some of the greatest country music coming out of the decade: Garth Brooks, George Strait, Reba McEntire, Faith Hill, Shania Twain, Trisha Yearwood. I could go on and on and on. Check out the top 10 list Walter and I did on demand on both our channels for that.
Cheap plug.
But arguably, the 90s has to be one of the greatest eras in music, if for nothing but diversity. So then you compound that with what we're going to be doing Saturday and all the different options there's going to be for singing. It should be a really good show, despite the fact that the karaoke's are not your favorite episodes.
Yeah, it'll be a cold day in hell before I pull off a pair of parachute pants and do MC Hammer Can't Touch This. Meanwhile, we're back, so let us know when you're back, because Sammy Callahan is about to tell us what's going to go down tomorrow night in the street fight against him, the former GCW champion, Vance Warner, with Steph DeLander, who still holds the Digital Media Championship hostage from a
And
divorce.
I'm back.
All right.
Yes, the championship that she won in the divorce. Gotta love how that worked into the storyline there. Me and Dattila were talking about that briefly yesterday.
That's what marriage will get you. When we're not your wife, before I end you. Sammy Callahan's crazy.
Sammy Callahan reminds me of James.
What the?
Our James?
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh boy, Vance Warner and Sammy Callahan are face to face. This is not going to end well, I think.
The classic. You can't touch each other, so we're gonna taunt you to try to make you do it.
Well, yeah.
Noah
because they
just
touch
mentioned
each other.
MC Hammer. You can't touch this.
And if they touch each other, both men will be indefinitely suspended.
I'm still not sold on Vance Warner. I need to see a little bit more from him. But I do like Steph DeLander.
If you look at his work at GCW, because he is a freaking madman, and Sammy Callahan is as crazy as it gets.
You guys talk about Seth and Wario's lap. Dude, Warner has Wario's freaking nose. I'm sorry, Waluigi.
It's time to take a walk on the west side as Wes Lee, the former Rascal, the former North American champion, makes his way to the ring with his Rascals 2.0, Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont.
Those names are only what a freaking WWE AI random generator could come up with. But to your point, Timu Rascals and Wes Lee have made his original Rascal OG's lives live in hell since last year. And you thought we were done after this after he beat Zachary Wentz Chicago street fight. Well, it looks like it really comes down to this in this NXT relationship. To your point, it's the Rascals exhausted against this group of three tomorrow in trios action at Sacrifice.
This is an unofficial handicap match because you know these two are getting involved.
Are you kidding me? I'm going to expect anything less from this guy. He hasn't done a dang thing on his own since losing the NXT North American Championship, and he blames everyone else for his sorrows.
Well, again, let's wait and see what happens here with Laredo Kid, because even though he's not a part of the bigger angle, I would not be surprised to see the OG Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, come out to help him keep things even.
Well, you saw what happened last week as Wes Lee once again got the better of his friends. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. And how interesting Ace Austin and Trey Miguel, who fought over the X Division Championship for the better part of a couple of years, working together. Common enemies bring common foes together. Laredo Kid, of course, former X Division champion who beat Crazy Steve for that title and has been a standout here in TNA. Last challenge for the X Division Championship against Moose last year, ironically, at Turning Point. And Laredo Kid, to your point, out here by himself. Just looking at some comments here real quick. Matthew Raybolt did not, I think, say his retirement on the air, but he definitely has really come into his own, I think, as a color analyst. It is kind of ironic, though, how he just kind of stopped wrestling after that fallout when, what were they? Maria Kanellis and her group, basically, the honor note without honor, something like that. Basically, they kind of caused Matthew to retire in that whole angle. But again, bygone storyline, and when Scott D'Amore was also president.
Holy shit.
Nice monkey flip there.
House of Glory just announced another match for City of Dreams this weekend, which we'll be covering, doing a watch along for.
Cheap luck.
Zilla Fatu will be defending his Crown Jewel Championship against Donovan Dijak.
Okay, let's fucking go. All right, now that's the type of match that Donovan deserves to be in. Donovan Dijak, that 6'8" Croatian of a man who never won the NXT North American Championship. Nice baseball slide there by the Laredo Kid. And yes, thank you for that reminder, JJ, because we will be covering that Saturday ahead of the Saturday Shenanigans Kick-Ass Karaoke Monthly Special. So stay tuned, folks. You got us nonstop.
I know Noah's going to be trying to lose his voice so that he can get out of it.
Damn right.
We also have some matches announced for the benefit for Chris Bay.
Sidestep. But go for it. Whoa, nice throw to Harris. What you got announced so far?
I think I told you about the first one that was announced, which is Rich Swann versus Brian Cage.
Correct. Rich Swann, former X Division and TNA World Champion, by the way.
We also have a triple threat of John Morrison versus Leo Rush versus Ace Austin.
Oh, that's going to be good. Now, wait, is it Johnny Morrison or Johnny Impact?
It says John Morrison on the graphic. So
okay, good. So it's actually normal John. Good.
And then the most recent match announced earlier today, Whose House?
Flair's House!
Versus the KING King, Kenny King.
Oh, wow. We haven't seen Kenny King since he left TNA after getting knocked out by Speedball Mike Billy in a pit fight. And congratulations to Speedball Mike Billy, by the way, my highlight of Wednesday night, as he is now officially all elite with a great win over the Beast Mortals. Advancing cover by Laredo Kid. Gets a 2 count. Advancing to the Fatal 4-Way next week on Dynamite, where the winner of that will challenge Kenny Omega for the AEW National Championship at Dynasty.
Where the winner of that match will lose to Kenny Omega at Dynasty.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day,
we've got a tournament to see who's going to job to Kenny Omega.
All right, job is a hard work, considering at the end of the day you're getting booked for a pay-per-view.
I'm just saying, bro.
I know, you had to say it. You had to be the realist that definitely just basically talks the business flat as day, but that's okay. I approve of it. I appreciate it.
Speaking of flat as day, Laredo Kid flat on his back as Wes Lee stomping the piss out of him and choking him with his boot, bringing it back to the match here.
Well, I mean, again, this match, literally, the definition of filler, but it is one of those things that does showcase Wes Lee, and maybe we'll see if the opposition gets the better of him ahead of Sacrifice tomorrow night. Good combination there with the snap mare and the drop kick to the back of the shoulder blades. Wes Lee, the former Desmond Xavier, for those that remember that name, from the Rascals in the first place of the bygone era TNA. Remember their wars against the likes of Moose and the North when they used to work together in trios action. I still go back and watch that match from the Rebellion Complex. You can go see that, folks, in the archives, TNA Plus.
Great match.
I haven't seen anything, so you've seen everything. Accurate, Walter.
Oh, damn!
That was a boot. And vicious slap follow-up. Sits inside the ropes, stands on the apron. And right now, Laredo Kid going the high-risk district where he's most comfortable. Wes Lee and the drops. Oh, man! Caught there by Wes Lee. Took it a little bit too long, and Wes Lee capitalized. Big brain buster by Wes Lee. Cover here on Laredo Kid and a kick out.
Timely kick out from the Laredo Kid there.
Take a look at the replay here, Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful brain bust out of the corner and deep hook of the leg, but not enough here.
Still too
Credit
early.
has to be given to Tyson and Tyreek, who have maintained their composure on the outside, have not gotten involved and interjected themselves in this match yet, allowing
That's
Wes
how
Lee to
long.
do things on his own.
Yeah, but for how long?
Yeah, about to say, Walter took the words out of my mouth. You know as well as I do, when the pressure is on, Wes Lee will expose his vulnerability. Big forearm smash change here right now, though, by Laredo Kid and Wes Lee. Wes Lee, who's been trying to stand on his own since losing out on the NXT North American Championship and can never challenge for it again as long as Femi was holding it at the time. And also took a chance to try and go after the NXT Championship and got butt kissed from it. Losing a number one contender triple threat. Oh my God, what a headbutt.
I wouldn't mind seeing Wes Lee run it against Sean Spears, but that would be a rare heel-heel matchup, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Wrestling doesn't have to make sense, but with the right dynamic, I think it could work. But again, it's a big what if in your NXT, especially with the calling now officially born. There's the sit out. Mizunoku driver. Springing up the bottom rope. Twisting splash there.
Calling for another one.
Yeah, Laredo Kid.
Crowd chanting Uno Mas, goes for the middle rope this time.
Turn to elbow drop. Here's the cover. Gets the 2 count.
Oh my God. Yes, I am.
Now, why would she ask that question, and why would you respond in such a way that sounds rather nervous? Are you nervous?
In the tell. Hey, I won some money gambling, and she's gonna spend it. So, what does she care?
I mean, you know what? That's you know what? I guess that's marriage. Oh man, that's the way to blow out a leg. That was a nasty landing there for Laredo Kid. Wes Lee hoisting the Laredo Kid up on the shoulders. Oh, Laredo Kid counter. Cover.
Hey man,
the one leg. Ooh.
That ref hand hit the damn canvas for that 3 count. I don't care what nobody says. That was a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unofficial. Referee's decision stands. And happy belated birthday to Aubrey Edwards. Laredo Kid ran in, though, and Wes Lee got out of the way. Wes Lee with a big Amaguri and another one at the back of Laredo Kid's head. Oh, up and over face first.
Damn, inside out.
Oh, and it could be time to get with a cardiac kick. Right on top of Laredo Kid's head. Wes Lee with the win.
Damn.
Without any interference or assistance from his boys at ringside, gentlemen. Give Wes Lee his credit, his flowers.
I mean, I like the young man's attitude, but you're definitely not wrong, JJ. That was a well-earned win by Wes Lee on his own, sending a message to the Rascals. And Ace Austin ahead of the mark. Wait a minute.
Say their names.
We got some company here, and Wes Lee, Tyreek, and oh boy. There's the Rascals, Ace Austin, and looks like they got microphones in hand. I almost wonder if they're here to just share words or actually fight.
Maybe they're going to up the stakes tomorrow.
Accurate.
Trey saying they waited for him to be done instead of being cowards jumping him. Someone could take a note or two.
Well,
Trey Miguel hot, saying he got less than 24 hours to get their ducks in a row.
That's the last time you heard scoundrel besides a DuckTales cartoon. Damn.
Well, we are in Florida. There you go. Defend your turf. TNA.
Damn, Trey didn't even need a microphone. Heard him loud and clear.
Well, I mean, you see how prideful these men are. They want to be removed from this past. TNA versus NXT tomorrow night. Trios action. The Rascals looking to close this chapter on their former friendship once and for all with Wes Lee and send him packing permanently to NXT. It's going to be a hell of a trios match tomorrow on TNA Plus. The only way you can watch it, folks, TNA Plus, Sacrifice.
Unfortunately, I got to work tomorrow, so I'm going to have to check it out when I come home from work or first thing Saturday before House of Glory.
Fair enough. Again, prayers are passions. Mad respect to you. God bless you and your family. Still to come tonight, we're going to hear from Joe Henry. We also have Knockouts tag action and women's NXT action. Tessa Blanchard and Cora Jade versus Layleen Lee and Masha Slamovich. But coming up next is the Knockouts ticket center stage as Xia Brookside goes one-on-one with Rosemary. It's got another commercial break. Fuck television. But I will say again, in the name of International Women's History Month, in the name of celebrating and honoring women's professional wrestling, damn it, please go and support the small independent wrestling project, Queen of the Ring, talking about the story of Mildred Burke, a single mother who came forward to kick ass in the male-dominated business and became the first female athlete in this business to make over $1 million. Queen of the Ring, honoring the story of Mildred Burke, available in theaters now. As we got another commercial break here. Respect women's wrestling, damn it. Anyway, let's see what everyone said in the comments. Darren
Hey,
G.
I'm rocking a Rosemary shirt, so you know I support.
Respect. Well, I mean, Rosemary, again, she's been in Knockout OG since 2017, since she first arrived on the scene with Decay, Abyss, and Crazy Steve at the time. And she's only held the TNA Knockouts Championship once after being of all people for it. Jade, you might know her as Meacham in a bygone life. It's one of those things, though, that she hasn't held the title since. She had a chance to beat Masha, of course, in the last show at Genesis, and Clockwork Orange's House of Fun came up short. But we saw last week, she kind of was watching what was going on with Xia Brookside and Savannah Evans, as Evans got a crooked win, again, taking an exploit of Xia from behind and, basically thinking that she was injured. Not. But I am curious what Rosemary's itinerary is now with Xia Brookside. So what is she looking to gain from this besides leaving her so below? I guess we'll find out here shortly. And Safet saying this coming Saturday night is going to be nuts. It's always nuts, but thankfully I have video games. And stay tuned as me and Walter Cruz will be leveling up here soon at the Super Studios with gaming content where streams our podcast. So stay tuned for more on that. You're damn right I'm going to try and lose my voice during House of Glory. You kidding me? But that just goes without saying because that's also professional wrestling. Damn it. All right. Well, we got a full commercial break here once again. So, again, stay tuned, folks. Tomorrow night, TNA Sacrifice. We got 7 matches known so far. It officially starts 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but there will be, I believe, a countdown at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can, of course, join along with us, follow along on TNA Plus, but, of course, we'll be covering it, live reacting to it as well. As we live react and cover all the wrestling, all the biggest shows, specials, PLEs, pay-per-views, and some fallouts to a degree. Kind of wish we did Diamond last night. Good show. Again, for WWE, NXT, TNA, AEW, ROH, NJPW, independent promotions like ASOG, VIP Wrestling, stuff that showcases on title match wrestling, etc., etc., etc. That's a moment to just breathe and want to go grab a coffee, a legitimate coffee for yourself. Don't trust anybody else with it. And Nestor saying he still ain't used to Wesley's haircut. Didn't you say, JJ, at one point Wesley's haircut makes him look like a generic creative player in a W2K video game?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, does he still look like that to you?
Yes.
Yeah. The jury is
I
out.
like Wes. Don't get me wrong. Like, Wes was one of the guys that really roped me into the 2.0 era when I first started watching, but nothing about him stands out now.
Yep.
Well, let me know when you see this person that stand out in the business for his comedy and his pride in Canadian wrestling, despite the fact he's Italian. That's Santino Morella, director of Authority.
Yes, Spitfire going toe-to-toe with them. Got Ash and Heather by Elegance in there now, along with the Timu Luther.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Timeless Dana Brooke.
I thought this was over for 20. I thought it was
I thought it was
only
over
for
too.
24 hours.
At Sacrifice.
Okay, hold on. Let's see Tino try and clear this up.
It's not going to be a regular match. 2-on-3.
What?
Ash and Heather will have a mystery partner.
Mystery partner?
The personal concierge is the partner.
What the hell kind of drum roll was that?
That is brilliant! That is brilliant. Yes, you have to wrestle. Spitfire is about to break a Pee Wee Herman reject. Yes. Santino is the best director of authority in the business. I love it.
I like Zaya's song.
Yeah, and of course, Saya, the angel of the ring, looking to soar into action tonight, try to overcome a demon assassin in Rosemary. Real Wyatt, good to see you. And let's see here. Saying this is random flop, and I'm watching TNA right now. Am I tripping, or has Wes Lee's stock completely dropped the last year or so? I forgot about him. I remembered he was the best North American champion. Jury is still out. I would say it's like a state of reinvention. And by the way, as
Yeah.
far as Sire's song, you can find it on Spotify. It's called Where I Belong.
Yeah, I would say it's a period of reinvention. I wouldn't say his stock has totally dropped because he's still heavily featured on NXT programming, and he's important enough that he's crossing the line here to feud with his former rascal brethren. So that definitely doesn't sound like a man whose stock has dropped, but he's definitely going through a period of reinvention, finding himself after his North American title run.
Yeah, well, Rosemary hasn't found herself since I don't know when, since Decay no longer remained in play. I think Rosemary literally lost herself since Jessica Havoc's been missing since last year under Siege when Ash by Elegance beat her. Rosemary literally left on her own to her own shadows and sorrow, looking to send Xia Brookside so below.
Hey, I have some news for you, Noah. Wendy Chu found her way out of the Undead Realm. She was on Evolve last night.
Oh, well, I guess she did find herself out there. Or that's just a whole different shard across the multiverse that's just representing her and Evolve. Again, if you know, you know. Shout out to Demon
She
X
went through
Bunny
the wrong
Series.
portal.
How many different portals are there across the multiverse? Even I don't know the answer to that. You can go check out that series, by the way, courtesy of Demon X Bunny's YouTube channel. Go check it out, folks.
Just watch Avengers Endgame. Look at how many portals the Avengers come stepping out of.
Yeah,
that's how many portals there are.
Xia Brookside needs to be very careful with Rosemary here. Half the battle is mental when it comes to facing the demon assassin.
Wes Lee's also stuck in 1999 with the frosted tips.
You didn't always have that, though, to be fair. Again, I've watched Courtney Rush. She became Rosemary back in Smash Wrestling when the demon was born and a Slayer tried to vanquish her. Eventually, those two faced off in another realm of reality as Rosemary faced Allie. Oh, drop kick. And, of course, Xia Brookside has been a bright rising star here in the knockout since last year's TNA Hard to Kill officially signed with TNA. Nice monkey flip out of the corner. The daughter of British wrestling legend Robbie Brookside. Nice vicious spinal tap kick. And a cover, hook on the far leg. Back press for a 2 count. And we've seen Rosemary looming over the knockouts division as of late, it seems. First it was Jordan Grace, then it was Masha Slamovich, now it's Xia Brookside again. I really do wonder what Rosemary is trying to do here. What is her end game? What is she intending? What is she trying to find? Resolution? Confidence? What is it with Rosemary here lately? What do you think?
I have no idea. What it needs to be is getting back to the X division. I mean, X division. Wow, the knockouts title. But she recently had the title shot. She just couldn't beat Masha. But I don't know what her end game is. Especially why did she turn on Wendy Chu? And we're not gonna get that conclusion because she woke up and now she's in Evolve, unless we do get it somehow.
Nice.
It's always Masha, Masha, Masha. If you know, you know, folks.
Cover by Rosemary. Looks like she was bracing her forearm against Xia's throat. It's a 2 count.
Just trying to knock feeling back in her knee.
Yeah, Rosemary watching from above last week as Xia Brookside took on the Cannibals, Savannah Evans.
Then again, with the head like Rosemary, Noah, I don't even think she knows what her end game is.
Yeah, well, again, she speaks to herself with we. And again, I'm not one for pronoun grammar lessons, but when you're saying we to yourself, it sounds to me more split than split fiction. A side headlock here by Rosemary.
I'm not
Now,
touching anything that has to do with pronouns with a 10-foot pole.
that's probably a
Nope.
wise move, especially in this day and age of sensitivity society with an identity crisis. Not that I'm pointing out any names out there for people that misjudge that. But you are the problem if you are doing that. And again, Rosemary pushing the corner right now, and Xia trying to figure out some sort of offense here. Runs through a back elbow strike. Delivered by Rosemary. As Rosemary might be looking for the tarantula. The upside down. And referee Allison Snow right now, forcing the break before the 5 count.
No one did that better than Tajiri, man. I loved when he did that.
Yeah, no argument there. And he also had the meanest buzzsaw kick that actually ended matches. Oh, and Xia raises Rosemary across the top turnbuckle. We know that
Buzzsaw
Masha.
kick ended more matches than the Blue Thunder Bomb.
I knew he was gonna go there.
And Rosemary and
I was
Xia right
waiting
now
for
kicks in
it.
the midsection. I'm just gonna focus on the monitor.
We love you, Noah.
I know you have a weird way of showing it. I know.
Dude, these elbows
Underneath
by
the clothesline.
Xia, shit.
Up and around. Takeover Tijeras takes Rosemary down.
That's some of that British strong style there.
Exactly. Of course, former roster member of NXT UK. I've also followed her work through progress. The double knees running in. We, of course, first saw her on the scene in WWE and the Mae Young Classic.
Does every
So I
female in
fired
the
up here.
industry need to do the double D's though? Jesus.
It might become a fundamental at this point. Pushed off the crossbody. Great job by Xia. Nice high kick. Rocks Rosemary to the outside.
Damn. Trish Stratus would be proud of that kick.
And Rosemary's unable to continue, then technically Xia would win via forfeit, or maybe she should take the count out.
I don't think she would like to take the win like that.
I think to your point, you see the frustration on, wait a minute, on Xia's face. Uh-oh. Why is this Rosemary still chaining here?
You know, there's
Pain for
disqualifications
pleasure?
in this match. Yeah,
Well, Xia thankfully scouting it.
that went right over Noah's head, JJ, but I got it.
Again, the official, you gotta listen to the official. Xia, don't give in to these emotions.
It's the problem with being emotional, though, Noah, and a
Look,
rookie
she's
on
not,
top of
she's
that.
not
Well,
punching
not rookie,
ads.
but
She's not punching ads with fake cosmetic jewelry, okay? This is a different conversation. Hold on. Xia wrapping the steel chain around her fist. I know she's been frustrated, but I don't know if this is the best way to handle it. Oh, the mist! The mist right to the face! And
right in front of the referee, though.
Yeah, literally, the referee blatant as Jay saw that. And we saw Rosemary use that against Lee.
Speaking of Tajiri.
Tajiri, great Muda, Asuka, keep going. Great Kabuki. Xia Brookside blinded. Face got to be burning. Rosemary laughing, and Xia does win. But I think Rosemary got what she wanted in the end.
I don't think Rosemary gave a damn about winning.
Look, what Rosemary thinks is more complicated than Da Vinci Code. Still to come tonight, one thing that's not complicated is Joe Hendry, but also this women's four-way dance, this tag match is going to be very combustible as Tessa, Blanchard, and Cora Jade work together, quote-unquote, against Masha Slamovich and Lee. But coming up next, the People's Choice, Cody Deaner goes one-on-one with the Systems, JDC, when we come back to TNA Impact. Another commercial, fuck television. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of not surprised by the result because that's kind of been Rosemary's MO. Get in the opponent's head, miss them in the face. That's 2 people now that's been a victim of that. Good grief.
Maybe that's her end game, just to miss the whole division.
I dare her to try that against Tessa Blanchard and see what happens with that nuclear bombshell. Good grief, almighty.
You
Well-
would need to do it twice just to cover Tessa's chin.
Damn.
Okay, that says something for me and JD to say at the same time. Just saying. Well, that happened. Good grief. Someone gets Xia some water. Pete's sake. Friggin' Great Sakuya from Pro Wrestling Noah is even more lethal with that miss. Friggin' spawn of the Great Muda. If you know, you know, as I follow all Japanese promotions. Of course, the New Japan Cup's going on right now. And please go subscribe to Bag for Wrestling as she covers the New Japan Cup and pisses me off about House of Torture. I can't believe she supports that group. Staying on the business. How dare you?
I saw your tweet too about it.
Okay, maybe I got a little bit heated, but I was justified in my proclaim when I say those are a disgrace to the Lion Mark. And Walter, the New Japan Cup does continue tomorrow morning if you do want to watch it. So keep that in mind,
Hmm.
bro.
Yeah. But
Anyway,
this relationship is unique. What did you think? Like literally on the TNA Plus, we're getting WWE merchandise freaking advertised, like the top cards and the like.
it's only the top card bullshit. It's a dumb mobile video game.
I'm just saying, like 2 years ago, did you ever think you'll see WWE advertising on TNA?
No, but I
Nope.
did say, thank you. I did say what's WWE more than anything else. They're a branding juggernaut. They got their stuff on more stuff than Donald Trump. Anyway, finally that commercial's on my screen. But I guess if people like that stuff, go play it. Digital card games, I guess, versus real trading card games. I guess both are still a thing. I don't know. I don't mess with that shit.
I
Anyway,
miss real trading cards.
Me too.
really,
You know, back in the day, back in my younger days, Shani, I used to like
you
going to the
tell.
comic book store and buying the wrestling trading cards, opening the packs up, seeing what you would find, going to Walmart, getting the boxes,
Boxes.
you know, opening up all the packs that came in the box, seeing what you found, what autographs, what mat cards or clothing cards you would score. I had the entire TNA set that they did back in the days when, they still were making cards for like Chris Hero, who wasn't even in the company when I started watching TNA.
Oh no, that's funny. Look, when I was once a wee lad, the only card game that mattered to me was Yu-Gi-Oh, the original Yu-Gi-Oh, and then they had 15 spin-offs. I'm like, why the fuck do you ruin this? Anyway, what is
I don't.
this?
I never knew how to play the actual. Is this Elijah?
Do you see that, JJ?
Yes.
I
Looks
think
like
you're right.
Steve Macklin is writing a song.
Oh,
Or writing a letter.
this looks like this should be an Elijah promo.
Yeah, right.
That's
Well,
what I thought at first. And then
right.
I saw Steve Macklin. I was like, wow, okay, this really doesn't fit, but
Well,
okay.
I mean, again, a man that's been through his own mental warfare. Remember what Eric Young says? He's doing what's best for him. Trust him. He's only literally shared his hard times, besides his wife, with Eric Young. And to my point,
You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
hmm,
It's almost like an angel devil situation here.
it literally is.
I mean, remember these two built respect for one another from teaming
After facing each other.
in brutal match.
But Eric
Yeah.
Young threw it all away when he took over the Northern Armory after Josh Alexander was getting ready to depart.
Well, at least he didn't ask for a soul.
Accurate.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's accurate. And it didn't take 18 minutes. Respect is a very touch and go road here when it comes to wrestling.
You saw yourself in.
You can see
You
yourself
see
out.
yourself out.
So I guess
Hmm.
Macklin does not want to align necessarily with Eric Young in this cause of power. But why is he smiling? Well, I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll learn more about that when it comes to the continued internal choices between Steve Macklin and Eric Young in the Northern Armory.
Where did this match come from? Educate me on this one.
But which match is this? Oh,
JDC and
JDC.
Cody. Yeah.
Who's he facing again? I think it's just the system proving once again how the system works and you should trust it. I mean, again, JDC was the last member to join the system. Let's not forget, Dirty Dango became JDC when he cost the Nemesis against the system last year at against all odds. Eric Young continues to try and manipulate Steve Macklin while the system has literally been manipulating the entire TNA landscape and trying to invade NXT. As we got a one-on-one exhibition match here, literally, with Cody Deaner here at Full Sail University. We know, of course, though, now that the system will have the advantage come tomorrow night inside that 10-man steel cage match, though. To your point, JJ, I think this is just more so about how the system continues to work, and JGC is now a propaganda machine through this match. And here's the man of the people's choice, Cody Deaner.
Not my choice.
I'm a person, but he ain't my choice either.
Well, I mean, again, he's not the people's choice. He lets the people's choice be the choice. You'll understand here in a moment.
No, I've seen the shtick. I get the reference there. No,
Okay,
I'm just saying
yeah.
not my choice.
Well, I mean, he might give you a choice that you might agree with.
I mean, I believe in him more than I trust the system, but that's a very, very small margin there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, how high is that bar?
I was gonna say, yeah, that ain't saying much.
No. He's got kids. Where have I heard that before? That's simply. He knows. Best decisions. Yeah, you were once the design.
There he is. I put my choices in the hands of the people.
You know, there's democracy and then there's idiocracy. I'm not sure where this stands.
Little column A, little column B.
Mm-hmm.
All right. KDC now with a microphone.
I actually agree with JDC here.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the entire crowd is chanting, "Yes, we do," but I'm with JDC on that one.
Me too.
It's one of those things where you just go with the flow and play the ploy. I don't think he's going to necessarily do that. JDC looking for an easy, nice pay, I guess. Oh, that's right. It's the people's choice. This is when you put a poll in there, Walter. Shoot Cody Dean or face JDC? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the virtual.
Take the L. Take the L. Take the L.
Well, we know Jade is in the minority.
Hey, you can pay me to take an L that easy. I walk out of the ring into the bank.
Here we go.
The people have spoken. Oh, the big right. Well, there's your choice. Theaters all over JDC as this match is officially underway. That's one way to ring the bell. I mean, why would you pass up on an opportunity to make a name for yourself against the system? Just saying.
Wasn't it an old TV show, The People's Choice?
Was it? I don't know.
I think so.
I don't recall that. I remember the People's Court. I've seen that enough times. I've heard that theme enough times.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep, that.
Doom, doom, doom,
I did use that during shenanigans because I figured that would get copyright. Not
The
copyright.
defendant. Da 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 da.
Not copyright.
Meet the plaintiff, Noah Foster.
Yeah.
What the hell? Why am I freaking on the freaking?
Because we gotta do that. You and Shadow Batash fighting about New Japan.
All right. I think I'm justified in my case, Your Honor, if there is a justified judgment, which I don't think there is, because I know there is bias, but you are not going to get me started on what I already pontificated virtually on the X/Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let's try and focus on this freaking match, even if it's not a match that nobody's like, this is random. This is something. It's just something because it's the brother of
Something.
It's TNA.
Damn it! Freaking hell. And Cody dealing with the wind-up. Big right takes down JDC. This match is certainly something. Hook in the narrow leg and gets a 2 count. Good grief.
Now I want to see the People's Court.
Do you really? That's more scrutiny
Between
than
used
mine.
to, yeah. You can see Judge JJ.
He's going for the DDT, but from the eye behind the referee's back. DDT hooking him up. Oh, Falcon Arrow, done the deal. That system works again. And JDC getting it done for the system here. System 2-0 tonight. And about to say, the system just keeps on rolling here, Walter.
I guess. You don't have to trust in them if you don't want to, but they're proving themselves quite a few times.
Accurate. The system with all momentum heading into tomorrow's steel cage match. Once again, looking to prove why you should trust in the system rather than the people's choice. Maybe that's what this match was about. Trusting in choice or the system. But Joe Hendry still has to come tonight. And by the way, Joe Hendry will defend the TNA World Championship, actually, in our main event tonight. But we also are going to get a summit that probably far less controversial between Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana than anything on Capitol Hill. Still to come tonight. But sounds like finally coming up next. It's knockouts and NXT Women's Action. Tessa Blanchard and Cora Jade go up against Masha Slamovich and Layleen Lee after this commercial break.
TNA
They're
does
really waiting on that fucking summit. Like I am waiting on that to go heat up my dinner and eat because I feel like I am not needed for that segment.
Right.
And they are still waiting. That is probably going to be right before fucking Joe Hendry's match.
It wouldn't surprise me. God bless you. You all right, brother?
I'm allergic to that bullshit booking.
You know, I did talk about the crossover. I need Mustafa and Chelsea in the same cabinet. Like,
yes. Yes.
Okay, for once
I pledge allegiance to the hot mess, and in Ali I trust.
Yeah, someone sign off an order to whatever the Congress of the House of Senate is for the hot mess to make sure Meacham doesn't challenge for that damn title again.
Right?
Dude, and I'm sorry, but the secret Hervis is better than the Great Hands.
Accurate! I'm finally, for once this week, I can agree with JJ. He speaks actual truth. He speaks actual sense. I'm a fire permanent are far more fucking effective than Jason Hodge and John Schuyler.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like Hodge and Schuyler. I really do. But as far as effectiveness, you can't go wrong with Piper is better than those two just on her own.
You're damn right.
We still haven't really seen how Alba's going to integrate into the system yet. So I can't really be a fair judge of her in this gimmick. We'll find out on SmackDown tomorrow. But
I follow both of them in Stardust, so I know how well they work together. And plus, they're both Scottish. They faced each other one-on-one in ICW and Queen of Insanity. They've worked together in tag teams and trios matches during their times in Stardom. This goes way back with all three of these women.
You know, I got the new team name. At WWE, you need to book it. The Scottish Secret Service. Just that, there you go.
The Scottish Secret Service. SSS.
Except Chelsea's not a Scot.
Yeah, Chelsea's not a Scot. But I mean,
no, but those two, I'm saying those two, Piper and
oh, here we go. He's trying to create another women's tag team.
Well, I mean, got to have a tag team to go after the champs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose that's true. And actually,
if Chelsea is going to be dominating with the United States title, got to do something with Piper. And to your point, if Piper and Alba have team up history, put them in there against Liv and Raquel.
You know what? That actually might make me care about those women's tag titles again that I haven't cared since the Inspiration held them. So, you may be on.
No. You've cared about them since then. The last time you cared about them was when Alba and Isla held them.
That's true, too. The first time I actually cared about them, though, was when a true tag team won in the Inspiration, Cassidy and of course, Jessica McKay. Anyway,
are you back yet?
Okay. No, not back yet. I've got a Chick-fil-A commercial.
Chick-fil-A? That's just random as fuck. I mean, they got good chicken, so I mean.
Let me know when you see Ariana Grace.
That's what we get to come back to. Yay!
The liaison of NXT. It's a Fiorello's daughter.
Speaking of liaisons, Noah, you have all the graphics for Simply Predicting now, unless anything else gets added.
Don't jinx it, but thank you. You're brilliant.
Well, they got to add something to the pre-show. They haven't added anything for that yet.
And they sometimes do the day of, and I'm just like, meh.
And there's Ariana.
There she is, Miss NXT
What is
as
she
I
doing
love
out there?
Ariana. She is
It,
so good. She is so much like her
brilliant.
daddy.
Yeah, she really
Not
is.
that I'm
Runs
complaining.
the
What is she
family.
doing out here? Commentary?
I imagine
Yeah,
commentary.
it's the match with Cora Jade up right now. So
Oh
she's
yeah,
got
yeah.
her best friend in the whole wide world is in the matchup. She's got to be out here to put over her bestie.
That's true.
And thank you, Miss Ariana Grace, for allowing this to happen. Well, this shouldn't be controversial at all.
Right? Okay. Tessa Blanchard is going to be on my screen, and you saying it's not going to be controversial?
Input sarcasm here, JJ.
I
Get
know.
ready for the booze.
Diamante, the undeniable diamond forever. Tessa Blanchard takes center stage.
Diamonds are forever, and so is Tessa Blanchard.
She's got
Well,
a chin
again,
that can cut a diamond.
but
Anyway.
it's hard to break this diamond if you've looked at her track record since coming back to TNA after she ran out Jordan Grace. And again, Walter, you and I did give respect to that match. It was a tremendous bout. And we know tomorrow she'll be in singles action again, and she goes one-on-one with Lei-Ling Lee. And Lei-Ling Lee was assaulted by Rosemary, and that missed.
Mm-hmm.
Saying
I
that
don't know.
nobody can touch her and nobody is on her level.
I don't know if the two of their egos are gonna let them work
Find
together.
out here shortly.
And you know what both of them have in mind, and it's that TNA Knockouts World Championship. But again, Tessa didn't want to go for the Battle Royale, and she didn't confront the champion one-on-one yet. She's doing things her way, so we'll see if she actually can coexist with Cora Jade. And if Cora Jade can prove something to me that she's more than just Roxanne Perez's friend, she still can fight as hard as Elena Brock did on the Independents.
The X factor is Cora okay after that concussion she suffered?
Concussion?
Mm-hmm.
When did that happen?
When she fought
Jordan last week.
Jordan Grace last week.
Oh, dear.
I don't think it was a concussion, but I definitely think that she was rocked.
Yeah. Well, she entered concussion protocol because they have to, but it probably
Well,
wasn't
yeah, I mean,
officially
Hang on a
concussion.
second, guys. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're
All
fine.
right.
But yeah, again, you got to consider the mental and physical well-being. And let's not forget that Cora Jade's also still very much coming back from a knee injury, and that is a target that Masha Slamovich has no problem dissecting. You know that as well as I do, Walter, considering Masha's MMA background.
And lately, the unofficial Mortal Kombat downloadable character.
And Lei-Ling Lee, of course, who came on to the knockout scene last year, but has been bullied by Tessa Blanchard. TNA Plus
Already doing
apparently-
better than her WWE run.
Ain't that the damn truth? And it looks like TNA is adjusting their plans here for a very limited time. I think I'm still going to stick with the monthly, though, because I'm frugal. But, some of them have pay-per-view bundles with them. But again, limited one. As far as the actual pay-per-views, we'll stick to Triller, because at least that gives us two. At least still for right now.
What?
Anyway, here comes Masha Slamovich!
Wait, what pay-per-view? I'm sorry. I lost because I got a text.
Rebellion, I guess, is like a bundle with something else. I think Rebellion and Subversive are like a bundle package on TNA Plus.
That's not bad.
That's what I do. I do all
I
the
would
bundles.
I would hope they would do Unbreakable and Rebellion, considering they're only like a week and a half apart.
I would think that Unbreakable, though, is just TNA Plus special. So
Maybe.
Again, I don't know
Maybe
if they're going to treat it the same way, but I do understand what you're talking about. Masha Slamovich, of course, who's been the unstoppable juggernaut now of the Knockouts division, Wrestling Dynamite, who's defended his title in Bloodsport with wins over Rosemary and Jordan Grace, to y'all's point. And of course, now we have a tag match here of two stories since Cora Jade and Blanchard both have gotten involved in Masha Slavovich's business. The bell rings were underway for this very unique foursome.
Lei-Ling Lee looking like a dollar store Ninja Turtle here tonight.
I told an unofficial Mortal Kombat character you can't download is what I said when you walked away.
Good Lord Almighty, I'm stuck with two.
Well,
Jerry.
Jade, I mean, is a Mortal Kombat character, and so is Reptile. So
I'm stuck with two Jerry the King Lawlers, and it isn't even WWE.
Speaking of that, why wasn't Jade in Mortal Kombat 1? I like that character.
Tessa Blanchard tagged in now, and looks like Tessa is going to square off with the TNA Knockouts World Champion finally.
giving the fans exactly what they want here. You can see the way they cheer her as she enters the ring.
This is the money
Imagine.
match people want to see on pay-per-view because they want to see Tessa get smashed by Masha. Pie face there by Tessa.
And keep in mind, gentlemen, this is a tag match, so
Damn.
two women
Damn.
have a chance to actually pin the Knockouts champion, even though if it's just a tag, and you got to figure that's going to put them in line for a match if one of them can actually pin her.
Well,
Well,
Cora has a match against Masha tomorrow for the Knockouts title, to
Yeah.
your
and
point, Walter. But if
Masha's
Tessa can get a pinfall, you got to figure that'll throw her into a title contention, possibly for Unbreakable.
Yeah, when you saw what happened to Masha, as soon as she got a moment, she exploded against Tessa. Now Tessa with the retreat making the tag to Cora Jade. And now Cora's finally going face to face with Masha. Let's see how tough she is when she literally is face to face with the champ versus attacking her from behind.
She wants Ying Lee. She's telling Masha, look, you're going to deal with me tomorrow. I want the other girl.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see what you're
Former
made of.
Xia Lee, of course, from WWE. I'm sure her and Cora have had interactions in the past.
Yeah, they have very briefly. Cora Jade right now trapped with the double underhook. Lei Ling Lee, of course, the first signed TNA knockout from Singapore. Irish whip reversal and Irish whip right now. Lei Ling finds a way out of the corner. Cora Jade, though. Oh, coming a single leg drop kick. Again, we talked about this interpromotional setups that we've gotten here and what still could come from this NXT relationship. And it really has brought a lot of special things, especially to Knockouts division, the alternative division of the business where any woman can find and be themselves. Why NXT might be the best built women's division right now in the States. Up in the fireman's carry. And of course, Cora Jade has history on the line. Also tomorrow, become the first WWE superstar to win TNA Knockout, TNA Gold. Big forearm there. Takes down Masha, takes Lei Ling to the corner. Tab made to Tessa, and Tessa and Cora double teaming Lei Ling. As you see right now, the referee trying to get control here. Oh,
Hidden blade.
Well, sliding elbow strike right between the shoulder blades. And the gut wrench.
Ooh, nice
Good gut wrench
wrench.
takeover. Suplex,
Nice
there's
one.
the cover. Gets a 2 count.
Nice isolation. So these two so far have answered the question of whether they can work together.
They're definitely showing some good teamwork, but again, the question we've been asking all night, can they coexist with their egos?
Drop kick by Tessa right now. Well, it all comes down to that focus and who really want cover by Lei Ling. Or excuse me, on Lei Ling, gets the 2 count. It really, I think, depends, cover, lateral press. What Tessa and Cora are trying to prove here, not necessarily to each other, but to, I believe, the champion more than anything else. Even if it is Lei Ling Lee versus Tessa Blanchard tomorrow night. Tag made, and Cora Jade now is legal. Face first, Lei Ling Lee, the top turnbuckle. And again, referee trying to admonish Tessa here as they have only a 5 count for this double team action.
They have till 5.
Ryan Danielson, quote unquote, the American Dragon. Oh! Vicious forearm smash in the corner, and Tessa running. Fake up. Oh!
Smacking the shit out of Lei Lee.
That's a knockout shot in itself. Tessa Blanchard right now sitting in the corner. Lei Ling perched on the second turnbuckle. Double team here. Oh my God! That's a version of Magnum covered by Cora on Lei Ling. Gets a 2 count. Mini Magnum out of the corner.
Cora with a primal scream there after not being able to get the 3 count.
Well, we know that Cora can be pretty savage. If you follow Lena Black for as long as I did before she became the skater chick from NXT that didn't know how to use a prop clearly, but came back as the mean girl and had her fall out with Roxanne Perez.
I miss the skater girl. That was when I fell in love with Cora Jade.
Nah. Go watch
Just
the high school
saying.
drama. Go watch the high school drama for Team Nick. Both women down the middle of the ring.
Look. Don't criticize me, okay? That's just what made me like her. Like, seriously.
All right, fine. You also did in Rowan.
You also have to remember, this was during the days that you called shitty in 2.0, okay? So, like, the fact that these talents were able to get over for me and make me take notice of them even at their worst had to be something there, Noah.
Well,
Masha?
Every fan is into something at some point in this business. Double takedown there with a clothesline DDT as Masha smashing both. Cover lateral press on Tessa. Gets a 2 count.
Wait a minute. Masha hit a solo double team move, making the opponents do the double team for
I
her.
love that. I
Yep.
love when they do that. Chain Fury is what I call that. And now looking maybe for package pile driver. And again, trying to escape. Went for the cutter. Off the ropes, runs into the boots. I love when Masha just explodes on the scene. That high octane offense of Russian Dynamite.
Masha needs to dominate both of them because she's all alone right now.
And running in with a back elbow strike in the corner, isolating Tessa Blanchard. But to your point, it is still right now a 2-on-1 endeavor. Masha in control of what no doubt is a future TNA Knockouts Champion challenger. Cora Jade coming in from behind, though, and rips Masha down by her hair from the corner.
Imagine if Cora gets the pin. What would it do to her confidence for tomorrow?
And things starting to break down here, Walter, to your point. Ying right now in the ring. And down goes Cora Jade. Well, watch Tessa. Magnum! That's how she beat Jordan Grace. Oh, my God! And Slamovich blasts her with the knee, all 4 women down.
Damn.
Whichever woman gets up first will be the clear, advantage here.
TNA champs being out loud and proud. This is the Knockouts division, the most predominant alternative to women's wrestling since 2008.
Cora to her feet first, going after Ying Lee.
Yeah, that was a knee Daniel Bryan could be proud of.
Yeah, no kidding. Get to the midsection there, and Ying Lee, Irish whip, reversal, sends Cora Jade to the outside. Ling, what's she going for here? Up and over on the apron. Scouting Cora Jade on the outside, Ling Lee. Oh, and the knee. The back of the head.
Speaking of knees.
And we're down to Masha and Tessa once again in the ring. Give me this match on pay-per-view. I need this match of Rebellion. Standing toe-to-toe with the Knockouts World Champion, a title that Tessa Blanchard is very familiar with. And Masha will never back down from a challenge or a fight.
To be fair,
the scars from her wars.
To be fair, Tessa ain't backing up either.
Yeah, I'll give Tessa credit. She's been all business, but when it comes to that ring, when it comes to bell to bell, she is a hell of a fighter. Up in the fireman's carry. Looking for snowplow. Tessa though with a rake of the eyes.
It's one way to get out of that.
Oh, look at that buzzsaw DDT. Oh, thunderstruck!
But Tessa rolling to the outside. Ying Lee can't capitalize. Here comes Cora Jade in from behind.
Wait a minute. Jade got the title off the head of Masha.
Referee didn't see nothing. Can't call what you don't see. Tessa in.
Oh, come on. And ring up the arm. Face to Cora Jade. Buzzsaw DDT. Shoots the half. Float over. Cutter hook the leg. Tessa Blanchard just pinned the TNA Knockouts World Champion.
To my point earlier, now.
Did you read Tessa's mouth there? Best in the world.
Someone argue against that, I dare you. Let's take a look at the end of this contest. To your point, JJ. Cora Jade, once again, the MO against the champion. A tap from behind, but this time Masha saw as she took the towel to the face. Allowed Tessa to set up Masha for that hammerlock DDT, the buzzsaw DDT. And Tessa just pinned Masha Slamovich.
Forget how it happened. Just the visual that she pinned her. Forget what happened before it, because we always say it. It's, at least JJ and I do. The record books don't show how you won, just that you won.
Well, you can go
didn't realize how tall Cora is compared to Tessa. Jesus, Tessa gives up a few inches to Cora Jade there.
Tessa's very statuesque. If you haven't figured out by now when it comes to most women in this business. Still the kind of night Joe Henry will defend the TNA World Championship. Coming up next, it's far less controversial than anything in politics. Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana have a summit when we return to TNA.
All right, I'm going to go make my plate of food, and I'll probably be eating during that, gentlemen.
Okay.
That's fine.
Go ahead and pull me out, Walter. I'll let you know in private chat when I'm back.
Yeah,
okay.
Sounds
so
good,
if Cora Jade can do what Tessa did tomorrow when it counts, we got a new Knockouts champion, Noah.
Well, again, Cora Jade does have a chance to make history, to your point, the same way that Jordan Grace had a chance to make history when, of course, she took on Roxanne Perez last year at the UFC Apex for the NXT Women's Championship. In this case, though, Cora Jade from NXT had the chance to take the TNA Knockouts World Championship. And it would mean she would be a champion, while Roxanne Perez nowadays is not. Of course, Cora Jade fell short at Vengeance Day in that four-way against her friend and Julia and Bailey for the NXT Championship. So at this point, Cora Jade really needs to do something to come ahead in this business. It's a huge opportunity, but we'll see if she rises to the occasion. Again,
But
it
will
will be
Tessa
one-on-one tomorrow night. So again, we'll
will
see if
Tessa let her though? Will her ego say I'm the one that wants to beat Masha? And you never know if Tessa interferes with that match because she doesn't want to go with she doesn't want to let Cora get that satisfaction
title.
or that praise. Yeah. She wants to
Yeah.
be the one to say I got it off of Masha.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's not about company pride. It's about self-pride at that point. Because Tessa, again, says, nobody can touch me. No one's on my level. And if she wants the TNA Knockouts World Championship, she damn sure is going to make sure whoever has it, she is going to be their prime target. But I guess it really comes down to, does she care if Cora Jade has it, or does she care that Masha has it? Because she just pinned Masha, to your point.
I mean, no disrespect to Cora at all, but what sounds more impressive? Tessa said I beat Masha to become the Knockouts champion, or I beat Cora Jade.
Masha, no concept. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but not sorry. Cora Jade is still the very young girl on the rise in a rocketing roster of incredible talent in NXT. There's a reason why the Prodigy's already been shot to the moon with promise. Cora Jade hasn't gotten to that point yet. In fact, Cora Jade hasn't held a singles championship yet in NXT. So again, it's make or break, in my opinion, for Cora Jade, and a huge opportunity. And I don't think she's winning.
I know,
But
that's my point. It's more impressive if Tessa says I beat Masha.
But you and I both know when it comes to interpromotional relationships, just look at Japan. It's not necessarily about the result. It's about the impact, pun intended in this case, what the people leave from the other company. Look at Musunobu Femi. Hell, he was honored by freaking Mark Calloway, the Undertaker himself, post-match. Cora Jade is in the same locker room with the greats, Mickey James, Tara, Gail Kim. We're talking about beautiful people here. We're talking about Madison Rain, Angelina Love, talking about all the incredible greats, the ones that stood out with attitude, with their own image. This is Cora Jade's chance to stand deliver all on her own tomorrow against one of the best. As we go back to this summit, I don't know if JJ's back yet. So are you on the summit yet? What?
No, he's eating.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and hear what Mike's.
I'm on the summit though, yeah.
Yeah. And here comes Mustafa Ali and his cabinet. Tasha Steele's in the great hands. We'll see what this leads to. With Tom Hannigan in the middle. You know that his cabinet's going to be in his corner tomorrow night. Former X Division champion. Of course, Ali's been exploiting Mike Santana's personal past against him. But both wanted to pursue the TNA World Championship, Walter, as we know. Misinformation. Says he has no issues with Mr. Santana. He respects him. Hear about the bigger picture, which is TNA. On the precipice of greatness, we need a great leader. Mustafa Ali here to knock down walls and turn walls into pebbles. Good luck against Donald Trump's wall.
Wow.
Damn. Saying Santana can't. We've seen this guy literally make Josh Alexander say, I quit. He's gone to Texas Deathmatch against the system.
Can't handle the pressure.
I'll let you transcript Mike Santana. Oh, look, Ortiz.
Not only have I been dealing with pressure of carrying the weight of the world and being a decent father, I've been carrying the pressure since the first day I walked into this company. The pressure of doing something that no man has done since. going through the entire system, getting to the top, and knocking Moose off that throne. Same thing when I got to Genesis. Handled the pressure of going into one of the biggest matches of my entire career and making one of the toughest men in this business say I quit. He's not wrong.
He isn't.
You think I don't know pressure? Homeboy. To Mike's point, no one has been able to beat him one-on-one.
That's right.
You could translate Mustafa. You could transcript Mustafa.
The weight of the company on your shoulders. Think about the camera, the directors, the commentators, the medical staff, everybody in the back. They all rely on you if you were to be the face of TNA. You, Miss Santana, are now leader. You're a liability. And even worse than that, you're an addict. Well,
You're not here for these people, Santana says, that pay their hard-earned money to make TNA, to make sure TNA continues to grow. Hell, you're not here for TNA. You're here for your damn self. I see it. They see it. He sees it. About Todd. I might as go as far as those people over here see it. You want to feed them all these lies, manipulation, when they're at their lowest. And you call me an addict. You damn right, baby. I am an addict. I've accepted that reality a long time ago. But today, I'm an addict for these people. I'm an addict for this company. This is very reminiscent of Eddie Guerrero's promo.
yeah, it really is.
Every single day that I get up from this bed, you damn right I'm an addict. I'm proud, baby. And for every addict that's out there, I've showed that it's possible to hit the bottom and rise. And here I am, face to face with you. I didn't say you can go because at sacrifice, you could talk all the shit you want. At sacrifice, your hands better cash those checks.
Damn, I understand you hit rock bottom. A pretty solid foundation to rise back up. I feel like there's too much tension here. I feel like everyone needs to calm down. What's that? Champagne?
Mm-hmm.
Here, take a drink. Oh, oh! Come on. Like, taking this the wrong way. It's a kind gesture. Foreshadowing, if anything. Because that sacrifice, you will lose. You will face adversity. Then you're going to break. And then you're going to take one sip. Then you're going to finish the bottle. And another one. And another one. And another one. And then you're going to let everyone down. You're going to let yourself down. But worse, you're going to break your daughter's heart. Oh, shit!
No, Mike can't take it anymore. Once you mention someone's daughter.
When family is in play, everything goes out the window. Whoa, Michael Champ put his hand on it. Oh, man!
This is what happens when you bring real life elements into the world of professional wrestling. Oh, is he gonna pour that on him?
That's exactly what he's going to do.
I'm hoping that's that. What's that shit you do on Christmas for kids?
Grape juice?
That sparkling shit that looks like a champagne, but it's not.
That's from when you wake up. Statement made by Mustafa Ali and his captain as Mike Santana laid out with a drink waiting for him when he gains consciousness.
He's
The,
gaining
o-
consciousness.
the only thing Mike Santana's looking to drink is freaking Mustafa Ali's blood.
Ironically, it might be the same color.
Well, that got heated in a hurry. Well, Walter's
Mm-hmm.
still to come tonight. Joe Henry will defend the TNA World Championship in our main event. And that's up next, I believe, when we come back from this last commercial break. Fuck television. Let's go ahead and take a look at some comments here real quick regarding our previous conversation. If people want to talk more about the summit here. Damn it. Manuel, I have no idea. And again, it's NXT TNA, not WWE TNA. So far, Cora, Jade, and Tessa Blanchard work together. Could see Tessa Blanchard NXT soon. That is more realistic, especially considering there's somebody now with 2 titles. For me, the only thing I liked about NXT 2.0 is Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. That's probably what most people probably liked only about it. Daniel saying, I think Cora Jade could win the TNA National Championship only for Tessa Blanchard taking it from her. Well, I mean, if Tessa wants a soft fix, I suppose that's it. She might find Cora Jade more vulnerable, and she would be right. Again, we would have to wait and see. Well, Walter, that summit got heated in a hurry. Were you surprised?
No, not at all.
Good,
I'm always
good,
iffy when they use real life issues though, like that.
Yeah, Ali with the last shot and a shot left.
JJ saying he's back, so I'm gonna bring him in here.
Well, let's see what he had to say regarding that summit.
Very interesting.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, you threw to me as I was still chewing. I'm eating, but I'm here.
No, you're fine, brother. I mean, again, give it your thoughts towards the summit. I think both men made very compelling arguments, but Ali crossed the line that he shouldn't have, in my opinion.
That's what TNA is all about, is crossing the line. That's their whole slogan.
True, but, you know, there's wrestling lines, then there's personal lines. And again, making things personal beyond professional, you might later regret it.
Sometimes the best heat and the most compelling stories are when the lines get blurred, though.
Yep.
True that. Well, we'll see you again.
And I'm sure
tomorrow.
Santana signed off on anything Ali was going to say to make sure that it wasn't too personal.
Yeah. I give you that. I can give you that. Well, again, tomorrow.
As far as Daniel and the comment about the only thing he liked about 2.0 is Roxanne and Cora Jade, go back and rewatch it, bro. The freaking Rise of Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Wes Lee, Chase University. There was a lot going on in the 2.0 era that was good. I'll give you that there was a bit of stuff that was like meh, but there was more good than people like to give it credit for. Without that stuff, we wouldn't have evolved into the silver and black era that we have today.
That's true.
Black and chrome, I think, is more fitting of a poetic term for it. But you got somewhat truth to that. Anyway, something good has to evolve out of something shitty at some point, I would think. It is evolution. Adapt or perish.
Speaking of evolve, make sure you check it out every Wednesday on Tubi.
Well, there you go. Or when you have downtime. Because, again, wrestling has no schedule with me. As we go back here with Nick Nemeth, who, of course, returns to TNA after a suspension, the former TNA World Champion. And if you have not watched that Immersed yet, when Joe Hendry won the TNA World Championship, I highly encourage you to do so.
I'm still on commercial.
Well, don't worry. It's technically a commercial for us, too, because it's a TNA advertisement, which is politically fitting, considering this is the tale of Joe Henry's rise to the TNA World Championship. Immersed, available now on YouTube and TNA Plus. The story of Joe Hendry becoming TNA World Champion.
Joe Hendry won the belt.
Yes, he did. Again, another great hit. Go check out Joe Henry's YouTube channel, Spotify today. Well, again, I hope everyone's enjoyed the fun reactions, conversation, the takes, the Jerry the King Lawler mannerisms as we're preparing for Sacrifice tomorrow, and still predicting Will File TNA Impact shortly tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here across the Bell Studio. Stay tuned for more on that. Again, Sacrifice, you can watch along with us tomorrow as we cover it. Let's go ahead and look towards what's ahead. We got First Class versus Laredo Kid and Octagon Jr. on the countdown to Sacrifice in tag team action.
It's no class.
Hold it.
Accurate. Yeah, well, again, there had to be a countdown match, JJ, at least one. And we also, of course, know our main card now. Tessa Blanchard will go one-on-one with Lei Ling Lee, continuing her unstoppable, undefeated streak. Rascals and Ace Austin will take on Wes Lee, Tyson DuPoint, and Tyreek Igwe. In trios action, literally TNA versus NXT as the Rascals look to finally close that chapter. Spitfire will defend the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions again, 2-on-3 this time, as heard by Elegance will work with the personal concierge to try and take the titles tomorrow night at Sacrifice.
Pause it when you're done. Pause it when you're done with the card, because I'm just starting the card rundown.
Moose, of course, will defend the X Division Championship against Jeff Hardy in a ladder match. Sami Callihan will take on Vance Warner in a street fight, but watch out for Steph DeLander with the Digital Media Championship. After that summit, Mustafa Ali goes one-on-one with Mike Santana. You can definitely guarantee his cabinet will be in his corner.
That just became a hell of a lot more personal.
Yeah, and Masha Slamovich defends the TNA Knockouts World Championship against Cora Jade of NXT. All this tomorrow night Sacrifice, culminating in a 10-man steel cage tag team match as Joe Henry, Matt Hardy, Elijah Lee, and Slayer Nick Nemeth take on the System and the Colognes all tomorrow night at Sacrifice. And of course, the System and the Colognes have the advantage.
I got a question. Is Nick Nemeth really on their side, though?
Well, oh, fucking hell, this guy.
I paused it after the rundown.
I don't need to hear it, JJ. Just tell me when you're there. God bless this freaking narcissist.
Is somebody about to start talking about his big brother?
No, the future.
It's the future who holds the
cup. Oh, the future looks good.
Mm-hmm. Fucking hell. The future looks good. With a giant-ass yellow scarf. Anyway, let me know when you see Kazarian on your screen.
He's on my screen now, coming to the commentary table.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be commentary for our main event tonight here at TNA World Championship.
I thought he was personalizing the chair for a second, but he was just putting the scarf over the trophy.
Yeah.
The King of TNA is gracing us with his presence.
Wait, JJ, I got news for you. Kazarian's going to be in one-on-one action tomorrow night. He'll be going one-on-one with Bulletproof Steve Macklin.
Where the hell did that come from?
From Santino Marella. I mean, again, if he's the future, he's got to prove he's the future being former TNA World Champions, right? Meanwhile, do you believe? I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Do you believe? All right, time for our main event. Oh, that felt good to do. I'm so happy now. Good, because Aaron actually gets to wrestle tomorrow. He'll have
look at the cosplay.
Anyway, TNA World Champion Joe Hendry right now coming out to our main event to defend the TNA World Championship. Great move by Santino Marella, by the way, making sure Kazarian is also working tomorrow.
Of course, got to have the king on the card. The peasants must bow to the king.
Well, either that or, the army needs to overthrow the monarchy. Meanwhile, Joe Hendry, once again, motivating the masses here at Full Sail University.
Well, no, the future is tomorrow. Right now, we focus on Joe Hendry.
Yeah, and the present is great because we believe in our current TNA World Champion. 250 pounds of pure motivation. The overnight sensation after working 15 years to get to this point in the business. We all believe in Joe Hendry, except King. He's still a freaking hater.
He believes in the Outrunners, though.
I will give him that. He's on my good side.
Wait. Here's the turn.
We believe. Again, if you believe, say we believe in the chat. Prove your allegiance to Joe Hendry.
Ah, damn it. Now I want to take this shirt off and put the Joe Hendry shirt on. And I think I packed it with me, too.
Save it for the pay-per-view tomorrow.
Yeah. That's fair. All right. Joe Hendry is here. Joe Hendry speaks. We get to find out who's going to challenge Joe Hendry for the TNA World Championship. And by the way, scan the QR code. You can get 20% off your order. Purchase a Joe Henry shirt today using the code LIVE20.
I did that a few weeks ago. Got
Yes,
me
you
this
did.
Rosemary shirt and Jeff Hardy's.
Well, let's go ahead and hear from the director of Florida, Santino Marella. Who's Joe Henry defending the title against tonight? Again, Santino Marella, best director of 40.
Detective Santino with that music shit.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. We love Santino.
Very Dragnet-esque.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Okay. I do, in fact, have somebody.
He said, I was having nachos. It heard my name, and suddenly I'm here.
Wait a second. Oh, for the love of fucking hell, why is this guy out here?
He's got to give us an update on his big brother. Look, oh shit, he's dressed for competition, Noah.
This is a bathroom break match. This cannot be real. There's the line.
You make me want to take a big shit.
And for those that don't know, Big Brother Nick Nemeth returns in one day, tomorrow night at Sacrifice, if you've been living under a rock or are death.
I feel like this is going to end up making Ziggler go heel tomorrow.
Oh, brother. Big Brother.
Frankie stuck in. I hate him too.
What? It doesn't work like that. Wait a minute. He was not the one to come out here and face Joe Henry. You can't take someone else's control to get a rematch either. What the fuck is this bullshit?
That is not transferable.
Oh, wait a minute. Joe Henry looking to give us faithfully a standing. Please do this quickly or just hold him up all night. Send him back to Hollywood to get a fake spray tan. Standing ovation!
This hunk just got punked.
Okay, that's a wrap. That was easy.
Gentlemen, Nick Nemeth now does not get a rematch.
Yeah, Ryan Nemeth just fucked his own brother, and Joe Henry has defended the TNA World Championship. But
that was a fast-ass main event.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? It's Ryan Nemeth. I mean, what was the last... Actually...
Hey, man, Frankie, call your shot.
That guy's out of his mind. Yeah, I agree. That was not the person I had in mind. Thank Christ. Sorry about the way you gave him that, but... Remember getting another time? Joe Henry, unlike most people, is not a coward.
What the hell does he have in mind, then?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
In that case, allow me to introduce the person I had in mind. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be some random jobber, isn't it?
Stone!
Dude, where the hell has he been?
I don't know, but he's back! Alex Hammerstone, the former MLW World Champion! Oh, boy.
Damn, he damn sure is built like a hammer. Holy shit.
We haven't seen Hammerstone in months, to your point.
Dude, can we please get him on NWA television teaming with Odinson and Cronus? Or Kratos, excuse me.
Yeah, I agree. Hammerstone, record-setting MLW National and Heavyweight Champion from Major League Wrestling. We haven't seen this guy since he used to team with Jake something. He was injured for months. Joe Henry defending the TNA World Championship against Alex Hammerstone.
Pun intended. He looks like he was carved from a freaking hammer, like out of stone, man.
Yeah, out of stone. I face the word. We got one last commercial break. Fuck television. What the fuck? Dare expect that tonight? Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to this. This should be fun. Well, maybe not too fun for Joe Henry.
It'll definitely be something.
Something!
Dang! The something counts now.
Wow.
Damn it.
What was the beginning of that lawsuit again? He has a successful... Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
JJ gets it.
Oh, you're right.
Get out of my head, Walter.
He's Nick Nemeth's brother.
And that's all.
That's the only free singing you're getting from me. Anyway, let's go ahead and see this. That's saying good grief. Oh, that was funny.
Damn, I want some dessert.
Anyway, let's see here. Daniel said the last thing I want to see evolve is Thea Hill embracing her dark side full time. Okay, so he's on Arlene Dominguez.
Hush it.
What?
Leave Thea alone.
What did she say?
He's on
I didn't
Arlene.
see it.
He's on Arlene Dominguez side. Daniel is on the Thea Hill heel train.
I didn't even see the comment.
I got you. Daniel, we love you, man.
I'm going to turn into that one Britney Spears fan. Leave Thea alone.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the most ridiculous viral moments in history.
What the hell's
One of the
going on
first
with her?
viral moments.
No, well, yeah, that's true. That is one of the first viral moments. You're right there. Oh my gosh, that was funny.
Like that. Hot got him guy. What happened to him?
That the what?
The hot got him.
That guy, I don't know. YouTube is weird. And y'all are weird too, but y'all are brilliant.
You
Again,
embrace our weirdness.
I get down with the sickness and embrace the weirdness, I
Hey,
guess.
James isn't here. He's the weirdest of us all.
Well, yeah, he does really cool and dumb things on the internet. He's also a fucking idiot. TNA will be back shortly, by the way, folks. And Safet saying that Ryan Nemeth is turning into a twat waffle. JJ Renegade approve or yes or no?
Yep.
There you
Turning.
go. It's official.
He's been one.
Accurate. Well, I mean, hey, you need to have more than one waffle in the box, I guess. How many Eggos are in a box? I don't know because I never ate them.
12.
It's usually
I guess? I
packs
don't
of
know.
8 or 10.
Oh, 10, okay.
Man, that's more than a box of toaster strudels, and I love toaster strudels. I eat like 6 of those or 12 of them.
Oh, my
fucking
fucking kids love them some toaster strudels, man.
Strawberry is king, and I will fight you if you argue with me. All right, strawberry is king. That's all I gotta say about that. When does this become a food talk conversation? As we're back here, our main event, TNA World Championship on the line. The returning Alex Hammerstone challenging Joe Hendry for the TNA World Championship.
Are you back from commercial, JJ?
Mm-hmm. Belt is
Okay.
high up in the air.
And the
All right.
graphics up on the screen.
Mhm.
Bangs! Oh boy.
It seemed like every time you went to commercial, we got off sync, but finally.
Well, Alex, wow, no, a botch. Access TV does try and sync up during the main event. I will give them credit for that when I used to deal with that bullshit.
Man boobs.
Hammerstone getting a great reaction from the crowd. Kind of taking a moment to take it in.
But again, people respect Hammerstone. People know who Hammerstone's about here, especially when he crossed the line in NXT to take on your ruler with them at one point at the behest of Tony D.
Henry's gonna need every ounce of strength he's got to compete with the Hammerstone.
I think you mean motivation. Okay, we don't gotta tell the tape here, but I can definitely see your point. Stiff Condo type here in the early going. Let's also keep in mind though that Frigazarian is at ringside on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Crook.
If you, tomorrow the main event, the title's not on the line. Frankie can pop in here all he wants.
I'm about to say, though, tomorrow's going to be a clusterfuck. If there's going to be an opportunity, it's going to be tonight, unless John Layfield's in Florida. And Stiff Carlo type here again, as the last time, because they're trying to do that, John Layfield nearly closed his larynx. Kind of wish he did. Again, Stiff Carlo.
Walter, look at Emmanuel's last comment.
And Hammerstone.
I need a top 5 or 10 of waffles in wrestling today.
He wants a top 5 or 10 twat waffles.
Oh,
That
good
list is
grief
probably
almighty.
100 miles, 100 long. Not to, that
Just
it'll be
currently,
difficult to
he
put
said
10.
today.
Okay,
Oh,
first
all right.
off, I think that we have too much personal bias on that, like the bias towards Kazarian calling himself a king when the king doesn't have his crown yet.
Well, the
Yeah.
number one would be a tie between Matt and Nick Jackson.
Damn. Stiff
And number
stiff,
2, and
side
Ryan will
headlock
be
here.
right along there.
And right now trying to just literally hold Hammerstone in place. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Throwing up the ropes and shoulder block. Didn't even phase him.
Excuse me.
You're fine.
That was some good food.
Double palm strike.
I want some damn. I'm not gonna order room service just for dessert, but I want some pie or something.
Knife edge chop here.
Well, you got about 30 minutes in between this ending and Simply Predicting. Run down to the lobby.
Yeah, exactly. Get to the midsection there by Hammerstone to Joe Hendry. And Kazarian will be in action tomorrow night, taking on Bulletproof Steve Macklin. Shoulder block, and again, Hammerstone does not budge.
El Paso, Texas will be packed
Ooh.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm expecting another sold-out show for TNA that's been on a streak of those since TNA has come back into existence. Congratulations again to TNA Wrestling. Speaking of the nonstop schedule, to your point, Walter, we not only have Sacrifice, we of course also will have Unbreakable in April, as well as Rebellion before TNA heads to Slammiversary later on in the summer. As we also learned in May, TNA will be under siege. And we'll be covering all of that, folks, and more here at the Simple Alpha Studios. So stay tuned for more on that.
Woo! Slammiversary in New York, July 20th.
Under siege
Telling you,
and
you
Brett
need to try
Moore.
and go, bro. Put the time request in for work now.
There is nothing
I
like a
might be in
TNA.
Cali by then.
Oh! That showed up first, goes straight on the ring post. There is nothing like a TNA Live pay-per-view experience. I can say verbatim as I went to Bound for Glory last year, one of the greatest experiences of my life. 3,000 feels like an actual stadium of full, passionate, unfiltered fans.
Damn it.
And I don't digress. Joe Henry right now trying to find feeling back in his left shoulder, and Emerson taking advantage on the outside. The clubbing elbow to the spine. Just teeing off against the TNA World Champion. You figure about, though, Walter, if Hammerstone takes out the arm and the shoulder, Joe Henry can try and hoist him up for the standing ovation.
Nope. Take
Big
that.
uppercut.
And I just say he needs all 252 pounds of motivation to beat Hammerstone.
Pure motivation. And shout out to Dattila. Stay tuned for Dattila on Body Slam with Burt Macklin, as they will, of course, cover TNA.
No relation to the man who's about to job to the king of TNA tomorrow, though.
You're selling the former TNA World Champion very short here, considering Kazarian's latest track record.
That's fair. That's fair. Pretty much anybody with a title shot that they can cash in loses before cashing it in. So you're right.
Exactly.
Macklin will probably get the W here, but we'll see who has the last laugh when Frankie Kazarian is your new champion, crowned officially.
And right now, Hammerstone in control here, trying to become officially the next TNA World Champion. Can Henry bounce back and be motivated enough to retain the title head of Sacrifice tomorrow night? This
I thought you
match
said
continues.
I thought you said that was the final commercial.
You did say
wrong.
that.
I'm wrong, unfortunately. Fuck television. Damn it. All right, what are we up to? Wow, good grief. TNA, stop it. You're becoming WWE. I hate that. Don't become something that I dislike. All right? I don't need two of the same thing.
No, at least we just get a blank screen that says TNA. Well, not a blank, but it says TNA will be right back. And we had a little Queen of the Ring commercial. That's about it.
At least this commercial I can tolerate because it honors women's wrestling, honoring Mildred Burke, as I now have the TNA logo on my screen. Look, I'll take a logo with some miscellaneous lo-fi music than any bullshit commercials any day of the week.
Well, that's fair because I'm looking at a commercial for Full Sail University. Like, hey, you like the venue where this is coming from? Come and roll in our school.
Yes, the economy is so inflated here. You'll still love the fact you have half a chance to get a degree in programming that leads to absolutely nothing. Higher education's a fix sometimes. Anyway, what do I know? I've been in IT for 13 years. Did my own path. So did Bill Gates. Anyway, let's see here what Stefet said, Renegade approved for the twat waffle thing. Emmanuel saying, if TNA doesn't let Kazarian win the title, every wrestling company needs to retire the cash-in gimmick. You know what? I agree, honestly. Well, I mean, Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre lost the day of the Timothy Stratton finally beat Nia Jax. The fridge was closed, so I mean, and to be fair, the women's Money in the Bank is still 100%. So I mean, maybe it just should be for the women. That's just an opinion. I don't know. All right.
I just sent you the two newest graphics for the matches that were just added. So
thank you. And again, folks, stay tuned for the form if you're part of the TNA League. It will be going live, of course, on all my social medias and the community tab of my YouTube channel and in the comment section of each Simply Predicting stream once they conclude. So get your predictions in. As you sleep, do it first thing tomorrow morning. You got till 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night when we cover TNA Sacrifice. As long as my little Ella doesn't come, because for her passions, I'm going to celebrate my little girl's birthday. She turns 10 years old, and she is the gem. She is the diamond. That's really, damn it. Look, I'm not one to show emotion, but there is a warm side of me, believe it or not. So,
the simple man with the soft heart.
Yeah, who would have thought, right? I guess there's something in this world that actually makes me a softie, and it's my little Ella. Anyway, But, everybody has something good in them, I suppose. So it's just a matter if they actually show it. Again, we only got one commercial. We're not going to play the same commercial 5 fucking times. So, again, it is what it is here, folks. We're not going to bombard you, all right? We just hype up and talk about what we're going to do within a short time span. And between tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday with Stat Boy, you got more than enough content where finally, after Sunday, we'll all rest because there's no other big wrestling show so far this month. We're back here on TNA Impact.
And we're back.
And on the 7th day, we rested.
Yes, the Lord did.
After Sunday, I think the next watch long we have will be a week from Saturday when we do the Benefit for Chris Bay.
I believe you are correct. Before we enter the month of madness, Irish Reversal lets Walter decide to go crazy into some Japanese wrestling stream. New Japan Cup ending March 20th. Pop up. Blanchard! Good grief!
Feel like you guys got to do the finals of the cup.
That's what I had told him. I think we might have to do the finals at least.
Well, that's March 20th, which is a Thursday morning. So that's literally 1 week from today.
And don't you usually work at home on Fridays? So
I do, but again, that's Thursday morning.
Oh, okay. Thursday morning for you. Got it.
But if it's on early enough, I'm crazy enough to do it. I don't got to be in until 10. So if Walter's down, then yeah, I'm down too. Jawbreaker.
Thursday is usually my day off.
And also, don't forget at the end of the month, Walter and Marigold, Bozilla will challenge Utami Hayashita for the Marigold World Championship.
Nice European uppercut there by Henry, but it barely phases Hammerstone.
Hammerstone looks like he's been unfazed by everything Henry's thrown at him this match.
Ironically, it's motivating him more.
Who's motivated more here? Hammerstone to win the championship or Henry to retain it?
Well, you got to figure the challenger to win it would be motivated more.
Yeah, but Henry not only has to retain the title, he has to keep himself in peak shape ahead of that 10-man steel cage match tomorrow, knowing Kazarian could be looming at any time.
What better way to make a name for yourself than when you come back, you defeat the world champion?
Because you got to figure the champion's always got the champion's advantage. The belt can't change hands via DQ, count out, any of those type of things. So
definitely. Blind single leg kick for might help matters. Might be looking for the pendulum. Oh, look at the reversal. Joe Hendry hoisting off Hammerstone.
Oh, hell no. He's not going to do that to late.
Great stalling suplex. Shades of the British Bulldog there.
Damn.
He pounds of pure motivation.
He picked up more than his own weight just now. Damn.
Again, don't underestimate the strength of Joe Hendry. Damn it. Good grief. That was huge.
There's a replay.
He hit a suplex this late in the match, too, after all the damage and the fatigue and wear and tear that Hammerstone's inflicted on the champion.
Yeah, even after a blink and you miss it match that Henry was already in.
Oh, yeah, he was with the Timu Nemeth. You're right. And blocked the shot there. Big right hand. And again, Joe Hendry answering in kind, trying to literally break Hammerstone's jawline. Irish whip. And $10 clothesline that time. The TNA World Championship on the line, and Joe Hendry's in the driver's seat. Now look at that. Great far-away slam by Joe Hendry and a
Holy
tip up.
Shit, he actually got it.
Joe Hendry digging deep with everybody motivating him, and we believe.
We believe in Joe Hendry. Boom, boom, clap. Boom, boom,
Joe
clap.
Hendry looking to rock Full Sail University tonight. This could be the closing moment. Can he hoist him up, though? Got him goozled, looking for the standing. Uh-oh. Look at the strength of Hammerstone, though. Now has the champion goozled.
He's looking for a standing ovation of his own.
And Joe Hendry breaks the grip, though. And again, Hammerstone dug up the champion. Whoa!
Damn.
Friggin' tossed him. Irish whip off the ropes and planted with a power slam. Cover. Do we have a new champion? Kick out at 2.
Half a second away from a new champion there, JJ.
Yep.
Good grief.
So close, yet so far away.
And 3 seconds seems so elusive in this business, but take a look at the show of strength by Hammerstone planting Joe Hendry on that TNA logo. To your point, though, the lateral press, he did not have any body weight necessarily on Joe Henry's chest. That might have been a moment that cost Hammerstone there.
His knee might still be costing him. He's recovering from a knee injury, right? The way he power slammed him, he kind of wobbled a little.
O'Connor roll. Henry holds onto the ropes, though. Oh, and runs into a pump kick. German suplex released by Hammerstone, though. Again, just wearing down the champion. Might be looking for that nightmare pendulum. Hoisting up Henry. Power bomb. Shoulders are down. Oh, wait, maybe reverses. Transition to a submission. Not sure if it's a single leg or a full crab.
Hey, they're in Florida, not
Hold on.
Boston.
Yeah, that's a high angle Boston crab there, too. Henry's body flat on the mat, though. But again, he's got to lift his body and reach for the ropes or roll through or grab a leg to try and leave it the pressure and force a break.
If Hammerstone sits anymore, he put the tremendous pressure on Henry.
Title's on the line, and Henry somehow finds a way to the ropes to force the break.
Because they're saying that's a cheap way out.
Yeah, I can name at least 15 occasions that you've done here in TNA, Professor King. Not that I know anything, I'm just saying. TNA World Championship match on the line, and Joe Henry again.
That's the past, Noah. Let's focus on the future.
I'm focused on the present, all right?
And the future looks good, right, Frankie?
Right now, Hammerstone looking to put Joe Henry away. But Joe Henry, inside cradle, small package. Oh, 2 count. Oh, God, that kick turning sideways. Look for the German suplex again. Henry able to scout it, though. Standing switch. And Henry suplex Hammerstone. Hammerstone back to his feet, though.
What the hell?
Henry coming back to life. Up in the fireman's carry. And down goes Hammerstone, the Death Eye driver. The match is deep, and Henry once again looking to rock Full Sail University with another standing ovation.
Bad timing on that mistake by Hammerstone.
Hammerstone stunned. Now Henry has them up. Standing ovation. Clever. Joe Henry retains.
It's over.
We believe in Joe Hendry.
Tremendous tower defense tonight against Hammerstone in a great comeback match. As Joe Henry will enter tomorrow night's 10-man steel cage, still the TNA World Champion.
And still,
I believe in Joe
now that's a
Henry.
match, not that bullshit Ryan did earlier.
Oh, no, wait a minute. What? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Here goes the system. There's Moose to your point, by the way, JJ.
Look at the Irish moose with St. Patrick's Day
Right.
on the quarter, all agreed.
Oh, wait a minute. You want to talk about
Here
green?
come the Hardys. Delete, delete, delete.
Joe Henry, though, is still, it's a 5-on-1 at this point, though. Here comes the backup. Leon Slater, Elijah, and the Hardys. We're getting a preview tomorrow. It's a 10-man standoff.
Hey, somebody do Kazarian a favor and lay out Hendry.
Jeff Hardy and
Yep,
Moose
let
are
them cash in right now. Perfect opportunity.
There's way too much conflict going on here right now. There's fighting everywhere in the Impact Zone.
Look at your dad.
Yep, even my dad believes.
Oh, and Jeff
By the
Hardy
way,
thrown into Kazarian.
never mind. I was gonna say your dad's the one that doesn't like country. I was saying, check that. Did your mom check it out?
I haven't heard anything from her, so I don't know.
Oh, and Moose runs into Kazarian. Kazarian with the worst seat in this house. It is madness here tonight in TNA as we look to see who will sacrifice for the win tomorrow night in Dallas, Texas. Or perhaps, excuse me. For TNA goes off the air. For Walter Cruz and JJ Williams and Noah Foster, thanks for watching this watch along. We'll see you guys literally in 30 minutes for City predicting TNA Sacrifice. If you're going to bed until then, thank you all once again for tuning in. Make a positive impact in life. Have a good night. Pretty darn good go home, in my opinion. And we still believe in Joe Hendry. And scene.
Were you gonna say something, JJ? No, it looked like he was gonna say something. That's why I didn't want to cut him off.
No.
About to say, make sure. Get your last words out now before he hits the button. I know what you all do.
Last words.
Bye, guys.
He's not
Adios.
the Yes.
See y'all in the